Hello everyone! Welcome back to the Valance League. Split 2, this is Division 2. This is not Week 7, folks. Wow, we are already off to a great start. This is actually going to be the second week of the second group stage. I know, keep track of the twos, but we've got a banger of a series, folks. We have got Deja Vu, one of the strongest teams in VL Div 2 so far, going up against Quantify, a very middling team, but a team that packs a lot of punch unless they are given the space and time to do so. My name is Penumbral Samurai. I'm going to be your play-by-play caster, along with being production. And of course, the Dream Team is back. If any of you know who is on our lovely color caster position today, it is Josh, also known as Elise Spider. Elise Spider, Josh, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm really good. How are you?
So good and tired. It is, we're going on a lack of sleep, but my god, there's adrenaline kicking through. Been looking through these teams. I've been seeing some spicy picks. And yeah, I definitely don't think we're going to get some boring tank v tank, or we're going to get some, boring junglers. I think we're going to be treated to a spicy game and a half.
Oh, definitely. I think last time these guys played, it was an absolute chaos of a game. It was 50-50 from start to finish, and just through certain different angles, Deja Vu came out on top, especially in the game 2. It was such a close game, but everything, it was biting your nail of excitement. You couldn't stop seeing action from start to finish.
Yeah, and both these teams really competent. These are teams that know how to win a game, especially if we go to that group stage. We'll look at them now as this is the match in Group 2, where Deja Vu already have picked up one game, and that was over Hentai Haven. And it was a Blaze who won against Quantify last week. So, can Deja Vu make it 2-0? It all depends, and we'll have to see, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it is the top 2 from both of these groups that will go through, and they will head off into a single elimination, best of 5 category. And wow, I mean, yeah, with this single round robin, every game is a nail biter.
Oh, definitely, and especially the last game for Deja Vu, they was just absolutely unstoppable. Their jungler, Arbush, is such a huge player for this team. He can seem to put this team on his back and carry any game that really comes in his way, being an absolute monster on Gragas in game 1 against Hentai Haven, and then game 2, he was Silas, and again, just absolutely showed he can play any sort of champion in this role and do it at an extremely high level.
Because this is because as you were saying, Deja Vu are looking very strong, and Quantify will know this, because if we go to how they got here from the second group, Deja Vu and Quantify have faced off before in round 4 of that first group stage. Do you want to talk me through that one, Josh, and how that original meeting went?
So game 1 went kind of exactly how people expected it to do, with Quantify just not being able to use their strengths, and just Deja Vu really empowering a Twitch ADC with a Lulu, and just use that to their strong side, which really just bullied an early for these guys, an early 28-minute win with a 15-2 KD ratio for the Twitch. Then as game 2 came, it was kind of the complete opposite, with Bomberhound really getting off to a good start, getting the early kills in, getting an extremely high, getting to an extreme high level of misfortune, getting items in, everything that they needed, and then the top lane doing the exact same, playing very aggressively, pushing out both mid lane and top lane to inhibitors level. But again, it was just the fact that Rock, the ADC, was super far ahead. Arbush on Fiddlesticks. Their mid strengths in having Nautilus mid lane both games, and Ajana just really stopping anyone being able to get onto this Cogmore, which gave Endeavor enough time for them to stall out a 4v5 fight for Endeavor to push into a backdoor to really bring game 2 to an exciting end.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Quantify's draft, you look at the champions they play. Nunu Krolux is essentially a Nunu one trick in a lot of his games, although there is one champion that we might need to be a bit of a pick to watch here, and because we are playing on 13.13, the Rek'Sai as something that Krolux has been spamming, been very strong on that carry jungler. We also have seen him pick up the Zac as well. We see a lot of one tricks from Quantify. Is there anything you want to tell me about the style that maybe from the OP.GGs or what they've been playing in their ranked flex games? There's some typical champions that Quantify like to bring out.
I think if you look at it a lot more clearly, I think a big or little sneaky pick that could come in is this Cassiopeia in the AD carry role. Bomber has been playing it a lot lately. He's really been showing the strengths for this champion being in the bot lane more than the mid lane. So we could see something spicy here with an AD mid lane maybe, or a heavy AD jungler, and just being able to put this impact on us as one of the main carries and one of the top AD carries in these groups. So I think that is one sneaky pick that could come out.
You're absolutely right, and there is something that our fans should know, is that this current game that you're seeing on screen, while it is between Deja Vu and Quantify, there is a slight roster change. Tranquilize, the Aatrox carry, has been subbed out, and instead we are going to be getting no... what is he called? Is it no commentator? No spectator. No commentator. That'd be a fucking diss at the...
that is Tranquilize.
Oh, that is Tranquilize. Lamau. Okay. Forget what I say. Well, his other OP.GG of No Spectator has been very Aatrox-less. We've been seeing a lot of Cassante and Kayle, so many Jace games as well. This is not someone who will just default to an Ornn or a Scion and wait as, the bot side 4v4 that we get every time in VL. And I'd love to see who is actually Tranquilize, No Spectator, putting on a show, and yeah, what can you tell us about? Is there any lane in particular you want to focus on?
I really want to see how this top lane goes, with how strong there was in that game 2 against each other, both playing these side pushing carries and both doing it so well. I'm excited to see how well Endeavor plays again into this top lane, and hope that hopefully this time that it goes more in the favor for No Spectator. If he gets the ability to be put on a carry like Aatrox again, or something that has that super strength to be given help from Krolux, to be having rotations from his mid lane, maybe even put bot on a weak side. He is really good on his Ezreal. Nightshade can play so many different supports, so I'm not worried about that. But I honestly do think it does rely on this top lane.
Yeah, apologies, Krolux and Bomber. I did not know. I'm not a Div 2 caster. I see you and the guys in the chat. Thank you for keeping us honest. But, so here's the thing. I've been a bit dumb, and the fact that I haven't loaded up the League client yet, which means I'm going to have to do a bit of downloading. But, so, we might be a little bit late to the cast, folks, but do not worry, because... turn this lo-fi off. Because... as you might know, if you watch Div 3 casts, I tend to keep track of the other games, and I give you a live update on how they go. Now, surely I haven't done that for this one, because it's a lot of work. I've got to get all the PFPs of their logos and bring it in. There's no way I've done that, Josh, right? That's right. Yeah, you goddamn right I have. Turn this music up, because we are going to be keeping track of all the games this week. We are going to give live updates of all of them. Men in Black have been going from strength to strength over in Group A. Can they take down Monkey Esports as they have before? Frostbite Gladiators keep spamming me in our own Discord. Has that chat proved something useful as they go up against Gracelight? And it's Hentai Haven in the third game that we will be taking track of in the same group that we are watching right now between Deja Vu and Quantify. They will be going up against a Blaze. Which one will win? One of the two of the most oldest organizations in VL. Stay tuned for that one, folks. And I thought that was quite funny. Look, I just kind of let it go off, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I'm just kind of stalling until I can get everything sorted. But if there's a player, you know what? I always do this before as well. before we get into any drafts or anything, what is your prediction for this series? Because I heard you before this stream picking up Quantify a little.
Yeah. So with Quantify, I've known the players quite a while. I have quite a good relationship with a lot of the players, and I really, really do like the team that they've built. I think there is a lot of strengths here. I think that if they play to their game and not play to Deja Vu's game, they can come off really strongly and really build on their strengths. And if they do, I think we could potentially see an upset against these giants that Deja Vu have really built up to be.
So what score do you think you're going? If I had to push you, what are you going with?
I think either way, it's going to be a 2-1. I think both these teams are so good, and I really hope it is a 2-1. I want to see as many games as we can.
Amazing. Josh, if you could invite me to the lobby, because I can't get in. The code is not working for me. But for me personally, I actually think it's going to be a 2-0 to Deja Vu. I really rate this bot lane in Rock and... is it Rush? I forget his name.
Rock.
You're right. Yeah, there's just too many rigs, yeah. Rock and rigs. Brilliant bot lane. I think this Rel could be seriously contested. And I think Quantify, they have a lot of players who play the same things. You know, the Nunu that we were talking about. We were also talking about the fact that there's Kai'Sa, Rel, and Xayah and Rakan. They're all they're kind of the mainstays of these teams. And I don't know, I think that's going to be exploited in draft as it was last time when they banned out 3 huge picks. So,
definitely.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think that, hold on, I just have to... I think looking at the bans that they did before, I think Quantify really focused on these jungle bans, and again, I think that'll be a main priority for them. They've picked blue side. They had the side select, so I think they'll be looking at getting rid of Arbush's junglers, potentially his Ivern with how strong he is on it, but with how many champs this guy can play, I don't know where their focus will be on what they ban.
As I've just seen in the lobby chat, them making fun of a certain way I say a certain TFT. Oh god, I'm never going to live that down. But actually, we do have a little bit more of an exciting announcement that I've just been getting. According to a little ice arrow, it is Deja Vu Top, also known as Alex, who, how many people in this VL Discord are named Alex? But it is Alex's birthday. Hey. So happy birthday, Charmander Nerd.
Happy birthday, Alex.
It's great. There's too many. It's too much. But yeah, happy birthday. It's say happy birthday in the chat as well. Great that you're spending your birthday here with us in VL. That is awesome.
Yeah, where else would you want to be, man? Getting to play some League, getting to smurf on some guys. Come on, Alex has got this.
Hell yes. Right, just gonna make sure that everything is set up. But one thing I also want to talk about is these junglers, because Arbush arguably is one of the best junglers in VL right now. He has had such a dominant presence, especially this jungle support with Arbush and Riggs being able to roam in the same way that Krolix and Nightshade haven't really had the same sync up. So I just wanted to ask, what do you think, if we look at it from Deja Vu's perspective, what should their overall game plan be coming into this?
I think just getting this jungler ahead. Yeah, Arbush, as you've said, he's probably the best jungler in Division 2. There is arguments there for some of the other top junglers, but Arbush has just shown his strengths in so many different games, being such a crucial character for Deja Vu. And I really think if he gets the leads that we've seen him get before, I just don't think there's any chance for Quantify. So I think that is one of their biggest win cons, is getting Arbush the leads, because he does so much with it in getting teams ahead.
Yeah, I do agree. I think Deja Vu very much one of the teams to beat, especially including Men in Black. Wait, no, they're not Men in Black. Their meat is boosted, but their initials are MIB with 2 Men in Black outside. But you know what I mean.
Yes.
Meat is boosted, also looking very strong. We are just about to get ready into draft soon. I've done my prep, so I'm feeling ready, and we are into draft, but there's one thing that I'm never ready for, and that is for the technical hiccup. So we'll hope that doesn't come through, but, it wouldn't be a VL stream without, a jinx, a technical hiccup. You take a shot when either occur. We know this, Josh, just as classic as Fiddlesticks banned out first.
Yes, indeed, and I believe we have got a bug already on the stream.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, so radio for me, Josh, and I'll try and fix this.
Yep, no problem. So we start off with a Fiddlesticks Nunu ban, both teams prioritizing their main opponent junglers. And next, we have the Lulu ban. Again, another crucial pick in game 1. Into another Rel ban. Rel has been such a strong pick in the bot lane lately, and Nightshade can play it really well, with Milio also being banned. They are really worried about Rock having these supports that are really going to give him the carries that he needs to help him get ahead.
Shots in the chat. I want to see it. I want to see you get goddamn drunk. As we do see the bans being finished off, it is pretty much the same on the side of Deja Vu, with Nunu, Rel, and Xayah banned away, and the Rek'Sai first pick that we were talking about.
We did indeed. Krolux is up really strong on this character. He's very strong at the minute, and we have a Karma in return. They are looking at putting a weak side bot lane with Karma, Ezreal. What are we going to see in the top lane to be these heavy carries? And instead we now have the Rakan locked in, even though the Xayah is banned.
Yeah, absolutely. As for the love of God, we are trying here to get a goddamn stream working.
We do indeed have the Cassiopeia, but the question is, will Stormgate be playing it or will Bomber be playing it?
That is the question. It is a flex for them, paired up with the Rakan as well. This is classic Quantify. Ezreal Karma, and now the Hecarim picked up suggests something a bit different. I'm not doing the goddamn radio stream again. I swear to God. We will be able to get in game no matter what, folks, but it is just a little bit of a problem with the website picking up draft. But we do see a Gwen banned away from No Spectator, who, I don't know if a lot of you guys know, is also Tranquilize. So it's just a little known fact. I know a lot of people know it, but yeah, that Gwen banned away.
Indeed. And then followed up by the Malphite ban, which again is such a crucial pick in a lot of comps like this. You've got the Hecarim ult, the Ezreal ult, the Karma boost. This a pick like Malphite would really be difficult to play against if you are Quantify.
Yeah, not almost as difficult as getting a stream to fucking function. Don't worry, folks. It is my fault. I didn't set the thing up properly. So we do have some more tank bans. So just to recap for everyone, Quantify have picked up Rek'Sai, Rakan, and the Cassiopeia Flex, and Deja Vu have picked up Karma Ezreal in the bot lane, as well as Hecarim in the jungle, and now the Victor picked for the mid lane.
Yes, definitely a pick for the later game, as well as this Ezreal, as well as this Karma. Their team is really heavy for this 30-minute, 25-minute, 30-minute onwards to look at really punishing Quantify's team. They were going for such a more dive-heavy, get a pick sort of comp with this Rek'Sai, Rakan, now Camille, and a Syndra pick. They really want to lock one character down at a time.
Yeah, I mean, the Syndra would leave them maybe a little bit low on the AD damage, maybe consistent AD damage. A very famous game, I don't want to bring it back to Mystic's loss, but I remember when it was 2 AP champions in the bot lane with Syndra in the mid lane as well, and then just with a lack of AP, wasn't able to cut through. But the one case is that Deja Vu don't have any true tanks to be able to capitalize on that, with the Renekton picked up for Deja Vu.
Definitely. Neither team with that true tank. We do have a Rakan, we do have a Camille. Again, this is one team that are looking for picks and getting behind your team, and the other team that are just wanting to wait out and later game just be really punishment heavy champs with Hecarim, Victor, Ezreal. These two are going to be really looking just to delay this game out as long as they can, get their items, get picks when they can, and then as soon as they're ready to then be these heavy bully carries.
Josh, I got the stream working. Woo!
Wow. Wow.
I
We're moving
mean,
up.
a bit late, but we are able to see all the champs on our screen. Little bit of a notification is that Deja Vu do not have all their all their players in order, so you will not see them in the order that is presented on the screen. But that is no worries; it's all okay in VL. A lot of players do not have all the champions, and also some players just can't be asked. And we completely accept both styles in VL. But as we get the 3-minute spectator delay. Give me your thoughts on draft. Give me your first feedbacks, Josh.
I prefer Deja Vu's draft. As someone who looks at both these teams, I think Deja Vu have the team that have the more easier comp to pull off. As Quantify are really going to be looking at picks, going to be looking at Deja Vu making mistakes and being in wrong places. And I think sometimes for a team as good as Deja Vu, it's going to be really difficult for this to happen.
Yeah, I mean, Syndra, Cassiopeia. I mean, this must have been something that they were cooking up, especially with the Cassiopeia on B3, allowing it to be counted on the R3. So it must have been something that they had planned beforehand. Maybe they're thinking into Karma Ezreal, some form of Cassiopeia, as well as heavy dive on the top side. This top side, I think, is the place where it is going to be the most contentious. I don't think Cassiopeia Rakan will be too aggressive against an Ezreal Karma, but Rek'Sai Camille, I think, is something. Even Renekton and Hecarim is also a very scary duo. But we'll see what Krolux can do. He's been playing very well in solo queue, so on this Rek'Sai, so we shall have to see.
Definitely. And again, I think it also has a big requirement on which mid lane gets the waves ahead to be able to help Krolux to roam up top. If it's Quantify or if it's Victor, being able to help punish this Camille if she overextends with the lockdown stuns that Renekton has, Victor has, and Hecarim as well, just being a menace of getting behind you and pushing you into the enemy team.
So I just want to run you through this, Josh. So by fixing the stream, I've allowed all the champions to go through, but the bans were actually from last week. And ironically, one of the bans that is on the red side of Deja Vu's side is Hecarim. So it looks like for their stream that Deja Vu have both banned the Hecarim and picked the Hecarim. So, I mean, Deja Vu maybe on, a bit of that 4D chess there. But we shall have to... Wait, did I spell Arbush's name wrong? No way. No, we're fine. I think someone in chat's just trolling me. But yeah, 30 seconds into game. After draft, are you still going with your boys Quantify for the reverse sweep?
I'd like to. I feel like if they can pull this off, then they're pulling off the much more difficult comp to pull off. And if they do, then that is just really well played to them. But I think this game, again, is heavily favoured in Deja Vu's arms. It's just them not making mistakes. I think the Ezreal is going to be really difficult to lock down. Hecarim as well with his ultimate, Renekton with his escapes, Karma. The only person that can truly lock down if he doesn't have flash is this Victor. And even then, it's having the ability of him being in the wrong place.
Yeah, so I just want to say in chat, right, let's get it now. So Quantify's on blue side. So if we're supporting Quantify, I want you to type 1 in chat. And then if you're supporting Deja Vu, I want you to type 2 in chat. We'll see what the general consensus is. I do see quite a bit of support for Quantify. I think Forks might have brought his legion in, but we shall see. Also, before I remember, let's not have it be another radio stream and actually go on the in-game overlay. Might be best. But I'm really looking forward to this. I've never really seen much Rek'Sai as I am a Dirty Silver player. I've seen it a lot sort of in high elo games that I've been watching, but just so aggressive, can get a lot of control, especially with that burrow that's able to see champions, well outside your distance and your fog of war. So it should be interesting. There is a lot of pick and lockdown targets, which I usually love in VL. I think it's really easy to punish mistakes with that, especially on this Victor with no dashes. One mistake will mean death.
Yes, definitely. And I think that is their main idea for this comp. But it's just if this Victor gets so far ahead, he could potentially just become so strong that you can't dive this Victor. But that is just depending on how Quantify play this game, and if they make little mistakes for Arbush to punish. Arbush again is playing in the top lane, in fact, Albush is not the jungler for this game. I've just noticed it is Endeavor, the jungler.
Oh god, Endeavor is the jungler. We weren't prepared for that one, folks. Yes, it is Albush in the jungle position with... wow, it is... What is that, Renekton? No, it is Renekton top lane, Albush on Renekton top lane. Wow, that's going to be very interesting, a little bit of shake-up. And yeah, we'll see, especially with how strong Albush can be on jungle, we'll see how that plays out.
Definitely, I think I haven't seen him play in lane, at least not for a very long time. But if he plays anything like he does as a jungler in the top lane, then I don't think they have anything to worry about. Same for Endeavor. If he plays anything like he does in the top lane, then it's going to be a big 50-50 and a backdoor win for Hecarim.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm looking at the chat right now. One's in the chat everywhere. We've got Quantify, Big Boy Stevo is apparent... No, sorry, Stevo 2898 is apparently a Big Boy Stevo flan, so who would have guessed that? But yes, thank you for telling me about the scoreboard. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. We see a general, just level 1 standard ward, making sure that no one is going to be engaging too far. And if you want to talk, I mean, I know it's like 1 minute in the game, but if you want to talk about scaling, I also think that goes to the side of Deja Vu as well. So maybe not looking too good here for the side of Quantify, as they're going to have to maybe get ahead early.
Yes, definitely. I feel like they've really got to find some punishments here as soon as they can. Because the longer this game goes on, it's going to be so much more difficult for Quantify to pull this off.
Oh, and apparently Stormgate is an Arsenal fan, so he's going to need all the wins that he can get. So I do appreciate that one in chat. But I think something quite novel is that both junglers are actually starting on the bot side. Not really much of a leash, but pathing towards this very highly aggressive bot lane, as we see them actually going right for it now. Two melee top laners who are very strong and very aggressive early. I understand why they both might be pelting it towards top side.
Yes, definitely. I think we both said this before about how looking at these two teams, Cassiopeia Rakan bot lane against an Ezreal Karma, there's no point of jungler playing for these because it is just farming. And same with these mid laners. So both junglers want to clear, get top side, and hopefully start punishing these top laners as best as they can to get their top laner ahead. With Arbush having the level advantage already, but no spectator. It feels weird going in no spectator. Just getting there himself.
Can spectator move the scoreboard around? My OCD is struggling. What do you want the scoreboard moved around for? What the hell? Okay, right. I'm going into settings. Give us a second. But I think generally, as we do see the Hecarim was spotted on that top side of the Raptors, so they will know what's going on. We actually see Renekton coming in for a little bit of an invade here onto the... Please give me the goddamn directed camera. Oh, well, it's not giving it to us. But Renekton pushing this Rek'Sai off. For some reason... Oh, it's because... I understand why. We do see Krolix getting stunned up a little bit as well, as the reason for that is because the players were in the wrong position, and I didn't move them around. Oh, but it is up. Bush having to flash away. No spectator. Did get a little bit...
And Trank now moving.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, we haven't synced up, have we? I've just realised. We'll do that after this. Nightshade gonna dash away as... Okay, what time are you on?
3:37.
Okay, yeah, 1 second, I will pause. Okay, I'm on 3:54.
I'm on 3:45, 3:46, 47, 48, 3:50, 3:51, 2, 3, and now 3:54.
Yep, got it. So, yeah, moving back. Guys, stop making me fix the goddamn icons before I play the goddamn game. Anyway, in the top lane, we do see Rek'Sai helping the lane being pushed out after a nice little gank and damage done down. We do see Hecarim in the area, but with two people there and a TP coming back. Oh, Endeavor's here. He is able to see that, maybe because there's a bit of a movement. But Endeavor is going to be able to get away with no spectators stun. No kills so far, and we're 4 minutes 30 into the game.
and the Ghost used by Hecarim there, and the TP rushed by the Renekton. He did need to with the wave being forced under his tower, but I thought he would have waited as long as he could there. But here we go, Endeavor is on. Oh, that is a really good flash from Stormgate.
Stormgate gets away with a good flash, making sure to buffer it so that the knockback doesn't come. Forks, ask me for the scoreboard one more time, and you are getting banned to the Shadow Realm, but it's not a threat, it's just a fact. But as we see, as a result of that, Hecarim, with that mid-pressure that he's been able to get, and Rek'Sai just standard clearing on the bot side, Hecarim able to get a little bit of jungle and that blue buff on that top side.
Yes, definitely, and look at the vision they have in top side, but before that, here
bot
we go.
Side, Rock is getting very low, one more, he could have done it, but he is able to get away. Riggs is trying to do much damage as he can, but the consistent damage from this Karma. But Cassiopeia is out of mana, but a very, very aggressive and advantageous trade for the Quantify bot lane.
And there we see, he's came in behind him.
Krolux, he is going in. He is one more auto will do it, and the bite does take it. 1 kill down against for the Krolux Quantified jungler, getting ahead on this Rek'Sai, which he absolutely needs to do, given Hecarim has just demolished his topside jungle.
Definitely, but with a 20 CS lead and 90% of that being his own jungle, and now potentially looking at a dive top.
Yeah, no spectator.
Ultimate, and that is him just dead.
That is him very much dead. Not only missing that huge wave in the top side, but also all the plates that will be going over to the Arbush in the top side. I keep forgetting he's not jungler, but wow, this top lane. I said it was going to be scary for Quantify, but man, Deja Vu have proved me wrong.
Yes, definitely. And now Renekton with almost a 20 CS lead. The CS leads are huge for this top and jungle side. 2 crucial members for these winning teams. And Deja Vu are really showing themselves up at the minute.
Yeah, we see that with... oh, nice voice, Craig. We see that in a 700 gold lead. Most of that, if we turn to the store board, not actually on the junglers. Because of that first blood gold, Rek'Sai is actually even with the Hecarim, but we do see it. Where do we see it? I don't even know. We see it on the top side as a 1k gold lead at 7 minutes for this Renekton is going to give this Camille's life a hell of a time. And a hell of a time in a bad way, not like in a hell of a time good way.
No, definitely. And I think the items coming through as well, you can see already having the Iron Spike Whip and 2 longswords. It's really showing against the... Having a Sheen is really good at this time on, but it's just such a difference in strength that'll be happening now.
Yeah, we see a lot of the... all of Deja Vu have packed now. In fact, all players have packed. Gotten their first pack, so that is Deja Vu with the lead on the bot side. We do see a very big trade happening on the top side. Nothing happens to it as of yet. But with all this vision control in the bot side, Deja Vu will be looking for this first dragon. A good dragon stacking will be really helpful in their scaling as they try for...
And the Drake has been started.
The Drake has been started. So we see it down to 3k. We do see 4 people in the area.
Krolux doesn't have smite for this.
He does not. It's a very good pick. Stormgate looking for the flank, and it's a 2-man knockup with Nightshade. Here comes Bomber trying to follow up, but it's Endeavor in the bot lane trying to get it, but he's not able to get it. Krolux trying to get it, but it will not be enough. The arcane shift in from Rux is trying to get the damage down, but has he overstepped? Oh my god, it's disaster for the side of Deja Vu, as with 3-1 on the scoreboard, Quantify take the first blood on objectives.
Definitely, that was absolutely huge. What an engage. Krolux really showing his strength on this champion, and now being 2-0 and only 9 CS down. No, only 5 CS down now from what was a 20 CS gap just minutes ago.
And you really see Krolux's dedication to Rek'Sai paying off. Using that engage, following up with Nightshade with a lovely engage with a 2-man grand entrance has been brilliant. It'll be great to maybe heighten the Quantify's game in stopping any scaling that might come from Deja Vu, but in this top side, as directed camera loves to go, we see Spectator getting frozen on very badly, losing a lot of CS, which might become a dominant theme in this game.
Yes, definitely. I think that kill and the 20 CS lead Spectator has to be very safe, especially in not knowing where the opponent's jungler is. But he is here. Will he catch him again?
And
or
he will
just jump away?
find him. Spectator's not able to jump over the wall.
He's had the flash.
Yes, he is able to get away. Endeavor on a lot of help, but yes, that flash down for Camille, who is usually very safe with that E, but no flash is going to mean that this Camille is just, his time is just going from bad to worse right now.
I think there was a bit of misplay there with Krolux coming in. He did have ultimate. I think Spectator could have potentially just ulted the Hecarim and then just set up a free kill for Rek'Sai. Already being 2-0, being very strong. They potentially could have turned that around really well and not wasted his flash, missing the jump, but instead he opted to flash away and do the safer play. But now we do see the junglers again hovering this top side and Victor walking up.
Yeah, we actually see a straight-up engage on the top side. Arbush already down to half health, but the heal coming through actually shuts down the Rek'Sai, and now it's Spectator in a 1v2. Alex here makes it a 1v3 as he's going to have to get around. Arbush on a slither of health, but a slither of health is all enough as one kill goes over to Deja Vu.
Definitely, yeah. I think the time that so badly with this lead that Renekton has, the Camille just does not have the damage to be able to follow up there. And just how weak Rek'Sai is this moment on against such a strong target like Renekton, who has this 3-level lead on him. It was never going to be a good idea to do that dive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is now straight back to a dead gold lead. This is exactly what you want to see in this stage of the tournament. You've got teams putting life on the line. Remember, this game means everything. If Quantify don't win here, they're almost certain to be knocked out unless they can have some amazing game and some sort of fortunate luck. And it is also not safe for Deja Vu as well. Stormgate actually getting a lot. And it's a one-shot from Syndra. That is what Syndra can do.
Yes, definitely. And we've kind of been ignoring this. He has a 20 CS lead, a 2-kill lead, and an assist. This Syndra is really being a menace at the minute for Quantify, being maybe a potential another hope for these to come back into this game and stopping this Renekton from doing any more damage. Back
and forth. It is because of that mid-pressure that Rek'Sai will be trying to get the Rift Herald on the top side. TP from Syndra will probably secure that, as there was no one else in the area at the time. Follow-up TP from Victor will be getting that wave clear. But again, this is another story. I mean, Rek'Sai fair play has been keeping up in farm, but this Hecarim is just constantly invading the enemy jungler.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like he knows that Rek'Sai just cannot clear as fast as him, and there's nothing that Quantify's bot lane can really do to stop him being there. He has his ultimate. Oh no, he doesn't have his ultimate or his scouts. This could be where they try and punish him, but again, he's just so fast and he's walking out, which is stopping Quantify's bot lane from getting CS again.
So he was actually spotted not by a ward, but by the wave that comes from the bot lane that can see into Krugs. It's a little thing you usually have to avoid, and the way you do it is you look at your own minions and see where they are in relation to your Krugs, so you can sort of get around the vision. But he was spotted trying to clear them, and yeah, is able to get out because this Hecarim is still quite strong in and of his own right. So yeah, it is well done to get out. And oh my god, it is like 50 gold in it between these teams, Josh. I cannot believe this.
Yes, definitely. You can see where both teams are trying to play for. This Stormgate, again, being such a punishment. Wow, wow.
What an outplay.
And the flash from the Rakan. Is this just going to be another kill? It is.
Wow, oh my god. You know, you should just do play-by-play. God damn it. But yeah, that was really well done. Just an overstep there by Riggs. And then Endeavor, thinking he had more team members than he did. Alex using the W first. Alex, one more Q will do it, but he flashes away.
He the flash as well.
Oh, no, don't kill the birthday boy, man. This is not fair. But, yeah, wow, Quantify really taking the front foot in this game. It is still only 300 gold in the head, but those two dragons might be so crucial if they can get that soul.
Definitely, yeah. Especially more leads on this Syndra and on this Rek'Sai. Two champs who are really punishing the enemies at this moment in time. And Deja maybe not being as strong in this jungle role as he is in the top lane, but time will soon tell about this. And now this bot lane looking at freezing this wave.
Yeah, look at that gold. It may be very close in terms of the gold leads, but where that gold is distributed, there is a 3,000 gold lead on this Renekton with a, what, 70? Got a 70 CS lead. We also see a 1k gold lead on the Rek'Sai, 2k gold lead. He's going to use it now against Riggs as this Karma's going to try and run for his life. It will be the Rek'Sai who's able to take up the kills. Rock is trying to go away. But oh my god, that will even add to his kill lead. Rock gonna have to maybe get away here. Cassiopeia, known for her DPS, using the ghost actually as Arbush is TP'd in. He's able to go 1-for-1 right now. Bomber on the run. Will he be able to survive this one tower shot? Yes, he will. Arbush on full health, but here comes Endeavor. Smites him down, securing that kill. But here comes Stormgate. Will Endeavor be able to get it as the ghost is popped? A lot of move speed as Krolix is in a bit of trouble. He does have a bounty. Both of these players have a bounty, and it will be collected by the Hecarim. A big blunder there as a 300 gold lead swings into the favor of Deja Vu.
Yes, definitely. With a really, really good play at the start. This Ezreal charging forward and them getting him as soon as they see the TP. Ezreal push forward to force him to fight. They got a kill, but Arbush coming in, getting more and more, and he does not have to worry about this top lane, getting the top tower as well. And now they are looking at diving and getting another shutdown, but Karma gets the shutdown, but that is really, really well played from Arbush. Again, just being a menace.
He's got to be careful here as the grand entrance does go in. He takes a tower shot, and Supportal Combat secures 2 very big kills. So Support's eating good tonight, boys.
Definitely, yeah. Maybe not the best person you want getting this shutdown, especially when you've got champs who really, really could do with the gold in stopping him, but it's just another kill. And now they can start focusing on this next objective and being the Rift Herald in 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Rift Herald up in 1:30, Dragon up in 2 minutes as well. So that is going to be crucial for the side of Quantify, who will be able to get Soul Point with that. But looking at objectives, this mid tower, I think, could become quite crucial, especially with Alex without that flash and without a lot of escape tools. This is something that Rek'Sai could look to pressure as one of the key objectives in that early game pressure is being able to play around that mid tier 1.
Yes, definitely. And again, just Hecarim being such a menace in this jungle, taking more and more camps, already having his full smite, while Rek'Sai is just maybe 3 camps, maybe 2 camps off, depending on how many stacks he gets on his seed.
Yeah, both junglers only 300 gold apart. It is, you know, they are really putting everything. That is actually the gold difference that these junglers have. But I mean, look at this top lane. 3,500 gold lead with double CS. This Renekton is going to be almost unstoppable. However, if you look at his items, he has only built armor and a lot of healing. But Krolux doesn't seem to mind that there's a Renekton in the area. Trying to go onto Hecarim. However, Hecarim will be able to dash away. Arbush trying to use that gold lead now to go on to Spectator, but it will not be enough. 3 members of Quantify up in here, but nothing will happen so far. And with the Rift Herald spawning in 12 seconds, I'm not expecting these players to go anywhere very soon.
Definitely not. I think the only thing that they really do have to worry about is Renekton, sorry, not Renekton, Hecarim having this full smite. What do they prioritize? They need to get something so this Rek'Sai can match the smite if they are looking at just taking the objective. If not, they need to win a fight first.
Yeah, and you saw the amount of pressure that they put topside. That vision that Quantify have invested in it, are getting them a second Drake. Could be very nice in trying to get some additional gold, possibly onto your Syndra, or I would hope to be the Cassiopeia. Maybe getting that DPS up. But Syndra is all alone out down here, and those are 2 very, very strong animal boys. So might want to be a bit careful up there.
Indeed, but again, there is just they are really investing everything in getting this Drake. As Quantify just look like they want to push. They don't care about getting Soul Point at this. They just want to push. They have a wave. They have the Rift Herald.
Oh my god, they might have miscalculated here. Have they gone too far in for this Rift Herald? Sorry, for this Dragon have Deja Vu. Have 2 turrets have been already taken by the side of Quantify. The Rift Herald will get another charge as
they have been speeding so much here for a Dragon.
Inhibitor taken as well. Mid lane rolled down as so much map control ceded that the Dragon stacking is stopped. But a huge gold swing relatively for the side of Quantify as a 1.2 gold lead and an inhibitor is taken down.
And again, like you said, we really have to look at Arbush's build here. What is he saying? What is he doing here? What is he gonna do against this Cassiopeia, against this Syndra, who are just gonna really do a lot of damage to him with how much armor he just has? He has no MR.
Yeah, it's going to be very tough. Black Cleaver now taken, which is going to be very helpful against some of the more tankier, healthier members of the Quantify Force. However, well, not Quantify Force, they're actual Quantify. Quantify Force is a different team. But yeah, in terms of going against people like the Syndra and the Cassiopeia, Arbush actually pops the ultimate early. Stormgate in a lot of trouble, uses the Scatter of the Weak to dissuade the dive, and it does. Here comes Krolux, trying to use the ultimate to go onto Endeavor, does able to shut down the enemy jungler, and a kill for Krolux is big in helping Stormgate, and another kill is always welcome.
And the pings are straight onto that Baron. The team are rushing there. This is such a big pick. Again, trying to get on to a Syndra when he has heal. It just isn't going to work. And again, Hecarim is just not tanky enough to be taking them tower shots. And it costed him his life. And potentially now Baron as well. Oh, but will we see? Can Stormgate get away?
Oh.
He can.
Wow, in that bot lane, that was quite scary. I was looking at Baron at that point, but which they were able to secure. Syndra playing on Death's Door as Renekton is still very strong, even without any MR. But a TP back for the Syndra will make sure that no tower is taken as the Renekton takes his back.
Yes, definitely. Quantify are really playing this just how I've wanted to. And he's not going back. He's entitled to stay when Syndra is so strong. What are you doing, Arbush?
Arbush is so low, but he does have the healing. Can he take this? 1 Q will be enough from the side of Stormgate, and it lands. 0 MR from Arbush, going all in and almost took it, to be fair to him. But a huge kill going away. It gives so much momentum over to this Quantify side that, remember, does have the Baron and is pushing on these towers.
Yes, now no one can stop this push on bot side. No one can match this Syndra. The only person who had the health to and the ability to was this Renekton, and again, a huge shutdown for him, and now another tower taken for Quantify. This is exactly what I wanted to see from this team.
No one can stop this Syndra split push, and I don't know if it was a draft. I think it was an execution base. Some of these fights maybe not played as well. We actually see the Rek'Sai's burrow there, being able to see exactly what Deja Vu are trying to plan. And with this Baron, they are pushing 2 waves at the same time, knocking on these tier 2s and getting so much gold in the process.
Yes, definitely. You've got to really think where was Deja Vu's mindset at this Dragon. Knowing it was sole point for Quantify, maybe that was too scary for them, but as soon as they got that Rift Herald and had a wave there, and Syndra, knowing Renekton was at the Dragon Pit and not mid, it just has really opened this game up for Quantify to just do what they want now.
What are we thinking in chat? Are you Quantify boys? Are you getting hyped? You know, I saw a lot of you in there. And Quantify looking to take a team which so far has been undefeated in VL, maybe being handed their first loss here right now. But if we look at the items right now, Cassio on 3 items, Syndra on 3 items with that, whatever it's called, Medjai's. It's going to be only 4 stacks, so not as much as you would like. This Syndra has been bot lane for like 20 years. I think it's been 20 years. But yeah, Stormgate doing his best part as the team, playing around him and doing so much to beat and upset one of the strongest teams in VL.
Yes, definitely, and we have now seen the Hex Drinker come out for this Renekton. He is finally respecting the AP damage that is coming through from Quantify.
Maybe he's listening to the stream. Maybe he was listening to the casters berate him for his item choice. So, hello, and I Endeavor. Sorry, hello Arbush, if you are listening to the stream. welcome. Thank you for building some MR. Please build more. As Arbush, run! Arbush, get out of there! He's currently a 1-on-4, 1-on-5, not expecting the vision. Wow, that is a lot of healing, though. He will be taken down at the end of it. Rock not able to do anything in response. This Cassiopeia, I am convinced, this Cassio Syndra is I now think has been cooked up specifically. I think this Ezreal Karma is something they could have been worried about. I think this Cassiopeia angle, something that might have been brought into. If you look at the Hecarim, if you look at the Renekton, these are champs that are very tough to engage in through that miasma. So I do love the Cassio pick. And yeah, maybe need to look for more tankier champions on the side of Deja Vu if they want to answer this very AP heavy comp. But yeah, a third dragon taken means soul point now for Quantify, and with a mid lane turret only taken in response for the side of Deja Vu.
With the kill lead, I think only a 4k gold lead is really
Oh
well
man,
done.
and
a straight engage. Nightshade really underestimated.
Yeah.
Oh, the Crowlux splash.
Yeah, it is very tough right now as the resurrection will come from Crowlux. As here we go, here is the fight. Endeavor getting a one shot as he tries to go in. His Arbush trying to use the health that he can do, trying to heal through and do as much damage as he can. Stormgate assassinates the backline as Arbush trying to do as much as he can. He is surviving so long. Oh my god, this Bruiser Passes from TFT is doing so much. Rock trying to do the best that he can, but he's just not got the damage or the items. It is an ace from the side of Quantify, who are looking to push down after a long and bloody fight in the jungle.
Yes, definitely. That was so huge from the Syndra. That was Stormgate at his best. He flashed the stun from the Renekton, catching out the Victor, just shutting him down straight away. But Tranquilize AK, no spectator to just come in and be such a menace that he can be, really showing this team's strengths at this moment in time, and I am really liking what I'm seeing from the side of Quantify.
Deja Vu, were they expecting this kind of resistance? Did they know that no spectator? Did I throw them off by saying it was a new guy, but actually it was the same guy? Do you know what has gone on from Deja Vu, who have been so strong and so consistent? This role swap from Arbush and Endeavor just hasn't worked out the way that they want. Were they trying to cook something up, maybe dissuade their opponents? You know, we often see some subs come in when you may be against a weaker opponent, but has that left them in possibly a weaker position? Well, only time will tell, as a 5k gold lead is, you know, not one to scoff at.
No, but again, we have seen Deja Vu in this situation before, being this far behind against Quantify. Game 2, they were so far behind, and just little mistakes that Quantify made really brought them back into this game. But I believe the strength that Quantify have at the minute, the picks that they're on, the comfort picks on the Cass, the Rek'Sai, I really don't see them mistakes coming out this game. It looks like a completely different team, to be honest.
These are, yeah, absolutely. And remember, these aren't necessarily new champions. We talked about the Rek'Sai straight before, and also this Rakan as well, something that's been played a lot. These aren't necessarily surprise champions from nowhere. I always say this to teams or like people coming to me for advice about how they should draft. I'm not a drafting expert, but one thing I know is you don't have to have a 10 champ deep pool countering this or that. You can just play a couple of champions know really well, like Crowlux does, like Nightshade does, and when you pull them off with good communication and understanding of what your game plan is, something like this can demolish a top team like Quantify, as we now see the Baron spawning once again, and Quantify positioning all of their bodies around it.
I also want to point out, Rock has really disrespected this team in not taking Cleanse. I know you're playing Ezreal, I know how safe of a champ this can be, but taking a Ghost instead of the Cleanse can mean the difference between that. The stun there, that stun from Syndra is huge for Quantify in just stopping Ezreal being able to do anything.
That was a caster's curse personified. You talk about the lack of a cleanse, and that lack of a cleanse gets Rock killed there. Nightshade getting a lot of damage as Endeavor tries to start the fight early. No spectator comes to the flank as the TP comes in from Renekton. It is no spectator going a bit too far in as the Baron has to be called off. No spectator reaching a little bit too far as, yeah, that is a good stop from the side of Deja Vu.
Yeah, definitely. Again, they just didn't plan that out right. They had Renekton on the other side. They knew his TP was up, and then just going in like that, they really wanted to force a fight, but Krolux just did not have the help, and neither did Syndra, both half health due to the Baron, which caused them really in a bad position for that fight. And again, showing Deja Vu are not just out of this game.
Absolutely, it has been, this has been such a turnaround. Been seeing in chat that Stormgate was popping off in the Red Gaming Phoenix League, so maybe a lot of practice in the background. We talked about Quantify and how good they were. Arbush actually, the recall being cancelled there. Yeah, we do see that being quite significant. I'm getting a league invite right now, which I do not need, as Krolux trying to go in, but the TP from No Spectator is so far forward. They do not have the damage here. Two-man scatter of the week is good, but one is already down from No Spectator. This is a horrible fight for Quantify so far. Can Bomberhand do the damage that he needs? The miasma and the stun onto Arbush. It's on Bomberhand. It's on Bomberhand. Everything is on Bomberhand right now. Can this Cassiope do the damage that he needs? Stormgate trying to go for a stagger off the week, but it is not enough. A horrible disjointed fight from Quantify, loses 3 members and a dragon to boot, as the soul will not be collected so far. Stormgate almost going to go down themselves, not before taking one. Not before taking one for themselves. They will not take the dragon, as if you look in that top side, the super minions are actually knocking on the door. So yeah, a lot that has happened, but a messy and disjointed fight from Quantify there.
Definitely, yeah. With two towers being taken by minions there, it's just, even though they're losing out on these fights, they've still gained so much in getting, I believe, yes, a Nexus tower off that siege from the minions here, and they wasn't able to get this Drake, meaning there will be another fight in this dragon pit shortly.
Stormgate's TP is up in 10 seconds. Now, there are no more super minions in that top lane, so you won't see any critical backdoors coming yet, but it is always an option when you've got an inhibitor exposed, as we do see the dragon now started by Endeavor. If this is a 3-game banger, I can already feel my voice because I have not warmed up. So we do, and their TP coming in as well. What do you think?
They've backed off from this. They do not want this. They don't know where Quantify are. They need to play like they did before. Let Quantify make these mistakes, Deja Vu, and then you can get a fight, Deja Vu, like they just did. But they cannot be faced into these. Every time they've been faced, the stopping power that Quantify have has really been enough. And here we go.
Nightshade on the flank is not able to get enough, but the quickness is able to get one as Rockets the box side from Deja Vu is getting down. Endeavor trying to do as much as he can with the onslaught of shadows, but it's not enough as 4 have died from the side of Deja Vu, and Albish trying to do as much as he can, but the healing is not enough. He may be able to take down one in the process, but 4 members dead from the side. More members still alive, with an ace coming through for the side of Quantify, who are looking to end this game, and in upset and a complete upset of expectation, take game 1.
Yes, definitely. All they need to do now is just go topside, take the inhib, take the wave, and end this game. They have played so well. Little mistakes through that game, but that last fight was absolutely crucial. Such a brilliant engage from No Spectator, and the back door is how they wanted to play this style from Krolux and Nightshade, really sending us to a very good game 2 ahead of us.
Oh my god. When you were saying, you were on Quantify's side, I thought, is he trying to just beef it up for the team? Because I thought, in theory, this was so, one-sided for Deja Vu on paper at least. But oh my god, it just did not end up coming to that in reality. And a great, well-calculated game from Quantify puts them 1-0 up in the series.
Yeah, definitely. They've really played such a difficult comp to pull off, but they played it so well. Krolux getting them early kills. Yes, losing out on a ton of CS, but he did not make it matter with the kills that he was getting in return. Just made him even, and yes, behind in damage just by a little bit, but they played it perfectly. Camille jumping onto that Victor straight away, Rek'Sai and Rakan being behind them. And then Cassiope and Syndra, their team have such little MR. They did not expect the damage. No MR, only 1 item of MR from Renekton, and he built it so late on. And the first item from Hecarim coming in as MR is being towards his last items.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that The build may have needed a little bit of work there from Arbush. We might not see the role swap come through again. We will have to see. We will have a little bit of a break, so if we want to talk about draft, we can. If there's anything you want to particularly, focus on with how Quantify played that is great. But then also, if you want to go to a break as well, that is also fine. Take it away, Josh.
Yeah, I think this game really depended on this. I don't think we can give enough credit to Stormgate this game. He's such a big Syndra pick. The first fight he got was on that dragon fight, getting the kill, then getting another kill and another, and so on from there. He just started one-shotting enemies, doing a one-shot in the Karma, one-shot in the Victor. He became such a menace on this champion, and I don't think we can give enough credit to him. His name wasn't said enough in this series of how strong he was, but such a really well played from him and from Quantify, being such a difficult comp to pull off against the comp where you just have to delay and delay, and it was getting to the points of being strong. Victor coming up towards his fourth item, Renekton being such a menace and so difficult to kill, even with the little items that he had of being a tank. But
Okay.
apart from that,
Okay.
that is it really.
Yeah, we will need to go to a little bit of a break. One of the casters does need a little bit of a break, but we will be coming back soon. And in a couple of minutes, it's the second game of Quantify versus Deja Vu. Hi, folks, and we are back. Sorry, I am currently feeling a little under the weather, but it is what it is. We do power on. I won't push myself too far if I am feeling a bit too unwell, but I am able to continue for now, and I'm definitely able to continue when we get, you know, the classic rock music that we're gonna have, which designates that we do have some scores on the doors, folks. Yes, that is right. In a turn of events, Monkey Esports has actually taken the first game over Meters. Where the fuck did that music? You better fucking start playing right now. There we go. It is Monkey Esports who have taken the first game over Meters Boosted. That is quite an upset as well. Monkey Esports going strong as well. Gracelight Violet have taken the first game over Frostbite Gladiators. No information on Hentai Haven versus Ablaze Academy. Sorry, just Ablaze, as we will try and get as much as we can. But those are the scores on the doors right now. We will try and keep you posted with as much information as we can. But yeah, wow. Why do we need to even focus on those other games as we have a banger of ourselves back with me and Josh. Josh, that first game probably means we're in for a banger of a game too.
Definitely, and with them other scores, it's kind of like upsets all around. Gracelight getting a victory, and Meters and Monkey Sports. Both teams was kind of the lower team out of their games who you think would win, and both coming out with a winner. Same here with Quantify and Deja Vu, a team where we've seen dominate any opponent been in front of them to a team who have found victories in ways that they can, and now that last game they really played as a team and was just so special against each other.
Yeah, and yeah, I actually did need to go and get double confirmation, but yes, Monkey Esports are 1-0 up against MIB, so that is going to be super interesting to keep a track on. So I've got actually some information. Every team that lost first week are currently 1-0 up right now. Josh, that is just a complete turn of events. That is a hell of a sentence and a great indication of some banging tense games going forward.
Definitely. I think that all that leads up to is if Ablaze win, and then on the other side they don't, that is Ablaze through. But right now, this is so good.
Yeah, I mean, I can't... Oh, my God. Yes! I love casting Div 2, man. Oh, my God. This is going to be a good one. Almost as good as my stream skills are not, but we are going to almost get into Game 2. Is there anything draft-wise you want to change from the side of the Deja Vu squad? Because it seemed like they had a pretty traditional comp.
I really think they need to just go back to their normal roles. I think Arbush in the jungle, as well as he was in this top lane, I think Endeavor is a much better top laner and Arbush is a much better jungler. And that is no offense to either of them. They are both brilliant players in their own right, but I think the roles that they are in, the punishment that Arbush has been able to do as a jungler, and the punishment that Endeavor's been able to do as a top laner, seeing them back in their normal roles, I think will be the change that they need for this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I am once again asking for the stream to work. But we do see a Syndra. Yes, we have bans. We have the Fiddlesticks. We do have the Fiddlesticks and Syndra banned. Fiddlesticks, I understand. And one other thing is that we do have the teams, I believe, the wrong way round. Do apologize for that one, folks. I just couldn't get them copied over in time. But the teams are on the right side, so it is Quantify. We're on red side. Deja Vu chose blue. And yeah, Deja Vu banning out the Syndra and the Rek'Sai, saying, hey, whatever you played in that game one, we do not want to see again.
Yes, definitely. That is really respectful from Deja Vu. That is really what I've wanted to see. They've needed to respect the Pixie, and banning the Rek'Sai, banning the Syndra, two crucial picks for Quantify's side. But Quantify sticking with the exact same bans with the Fiddle, Lulu, Milio. The Nunu being available. Will we see Crolux's Nunu for the first time this series?
No.
Oh, no. We do. Oh, I'm getting so excited.
And we do see it. Crolux, the absolute one-trick Nunu, who actually is on the right side. Yeah, he is. Oh my god,
He
I'm
is
I'm
indeed,
such
yeah.
I'm such a good caster. I'm such a good streamer. I don't even know how good I am. It's insane. Wow, a
And
very interesting. Sorry, yes, I will let you speak. With a Varus Rel bot side and a Lilia picked against the Nunu.
or will this be Varus mid lane? I've seen it picked so many times lately. This champ is such a menace for the pokes. Depending on what Quantify pick, this pick could be rotated to the mid lane with his hover of the Cassiopeia.
Yeah, I mean, also, currently in my spectate, we do still have Arbush in the top lane. We'll see if that continues. I don't know how much Arbush plays Lilia. This is not, I'm not, 16 pages deep on the lore. But the Milio ban, Xayah, have been very reminiscent of their old matchup where Deja Vu won 2-0. But this Syndra, the Rek'Sai that Quantify have managed to brought in have completely shaken up the draft with a Malphite now banned for Quantify.
Yeah, they stick into the same bands. Again, I don't think anything needed to change. They played it game one so well, as we see, and everything went their way, and now they are on these comfort picks. Cassiopeia being picked up again, a little bit AP heavy from Quantify's side, but again, it's the same from Deja Vu side with Lilia, Varus, depending on his build. But I wonder what AD heavy champs we are going to see from is depending maybe this bot lane or this mid and top.
The Gwen ban might be suggesting that, because Gwen is usually also AP as well, so maybe not wanting to give no spectator that really strong top laner that he does play. I know maybe on a comp, damage split it doesn't make sense, but he does ban the Aatrox, so don't worry, folks. This is Tranquilize. This is not an alter ego. He very much still plays the same champions, and yeah, we will see what they have to pick. Probably, do you want to reveal the flex now with that Cassio third pick? You've got plenty of options on what you want to pick. But with, the jungler and the ADC, if we see a return to the Camille, we're seeing a lot of the same style here from Quantify.
Yes, definitely. If I was Deja Vu here, I would have potentially left the Gwen open, because if Quantify pick it, they have so much AP damage. All they have to do is build magic resist, having a heavy tank like Ornn, just frontlining with so much MR. But instead, they have banned it out and allowed him to pick the Camille. And now we are looking at potentially a Volibear pick.
Ooh, this is like one of the counters. I'm not a top lane specialist, but I'm fairly sure Volibear is traditionally, since his rework, has been one of the counters to Camille. His E is able to give him really good shield, especially his W allows him to get a very, very good trades off. This Karma, if locked in, is that going to be a Karma mid? That could be a Karma mid. That could also be a Karma top with a Volibear rel. No, I think it is just a Karma mid.
Yeah, this is very strange from Deja Vu, risking everything on the line with this very, very weird comp with a lot of AP damage. Again,
What?
What am I? What is going on?
What is attack damage? What is attack damage? Who knows? Do you know? I don't know. All I know is magic,
All I know is Stormgate has been playing a lot of Kai'Sa mid, and Cassiopeia on Bomber has been playing it a lot bot lane. They are used to this comp. They are not used to having the Nunu. This is definitely going to be a Kai'Sa mid.
Oh my god. Who let Quantify cook? I swear, Forks, was that you? But honestly, I will say, Quantify have been playing Ranked Flex so much, and they've been playing the same champions that they love to play, and they've been practicing again with the same comp over and over again. This Kai'Sa, Stormgate has practically spammed in solo queue. I didn't actually expect to see it. But they're saying, look, if this Rel might be able to build a bit more magic resist, this Volibear might, if they don't itemize correctly like they did last time, then yeah, build all the AP you want. I remember speaking to Amy Taria, who Frostbite Mystics played a lot of AP heavy comps with like the Talia and the Swain, and she said, look, full AP is fine as long as you're ahead. And as long as they don't build too much MR, they don't have something like a Dr. Mundo. It's only bad if you're slightly behind, then you really start to feel it. So have Quantify cooked up something special?
Yeah, I think they've really looked at last game and seen the impact was on these AP damage dealers, and instead of thinking we can just put two of you on it, we'll put all of you on it.
Yeah, very much so. Wow, I don't know what to say. I this is so interesting, and but Quantify have played a load of these same comps. Like you go through their ranked games, and it just is slight variations on the same fundamental champions. I've seen so much Cassiopeia, Rakan, and the Rel actually taken away as we saw in that first phase, but usually paired up with that Rel or Rakan in the bot lane. Quantify's comp is the same broadly, but with slight variation, so you can't just ban out three major champions like Deja Vu have tried to do there. I think it's going to be something that teams are going to have to figure out, because it's one of those things where if you get a draft down, you can say, okay, these are all the champions that they can play, and what comp do we want to go up against? Because it is AP heavy. It's something with not a lot of true tanks. It can be abusable. But if Quantify are playing the way that they are, and have so much of the synergy, knowing around each other's damage outputs and strengths, then Quantify might have been onto something here.
Definitely, and especially this Nunu pick. I am so looking forward to seeing this pick. I am so looking forward to seeing. It's a pick I have not seen in such a long time from Crowlux. It's a pick that he is so dangerous on, and could this be the one path for victory for them, getting these leads again? And will he build tank, or will he be going the AP build with the sort of way he usually plays? He does not like going the tank route with this champion.
Yeah, they don't need any more AP. So, but Nunu can put out so much pressure. It's ridiculous. You take a scuttle crab, and then that side of the map, like mid or bot, if it's like the bot side river, or like top and mid if it's the top side river. The snowball and the just the speed of Nunu is so oppressive. You can go and gank. It's super quick. Can even get damage, help with the wave, and then you just sit straight back on that rift scuttler, and then you can just go mid again. You can just so much move speed. If you go and go super balls to the walls and go like Moby boots, it's so much fun. But yeah, we'll see what Krolix can cook up, as we are gonna get into game 2 for this series that has already given us so much.
Yes, definitely. And I just really hope to see how both teams pull these comps off. I think it's so very difficult to pull either of these comps off, but there must have been some practice, or there must have been some sort of coordination. Seeing a Karma mid lane as well, which I haven't seen for so long.
Yeah, I mean, what it used to be a Faker special. It's something brought out, a very long time ago. We don't usually see it as much now. I do agree. It'll be interesting to see what Alex is cooking up here. Arbush also, once again, in the top lane, not going for the jungle role. Might just be looking for just some swaps. They might be tired of the role. My team has done that recently, Frostbite Mayhem. Where we've put Edgarus in the mid lane and Zeko down into support. They've actually found a win recently, so they probably will be going through, which I'm super proud of them on. So if they found it works, then maybe, but right now they're looking at one game down, and it could be quite scary for them here. Also, I'm in game.
Yeah.
Do you want to sync up?
Yeah. I'm on 13 seconds.
Oh, I'm on 15 seconds. So do you want to go at 20?
Yeah, I'll pause at I'm at 21.
Sure.
And I've
okay.
paused.
3, 2, 1, and we're off.
Yeah.
Okay, time controls off. Before Fox screams at me, we're gonna get scoreboard on, and we're gonna get everything on. But guys, what are you thinking? 1s and 2s in the chat. 1s for Deja. 1s for Quantify, and it's 2s for Deja Vu. Do you want to see a game 3, or do you still want to see Quantify, the chat favorite so far, pull off the unthinkable 2-0 upset? I mean, maybe not unthinkable for you, Josh, who were able to predict this. How were you able to predict this so well?
I've just seen how well these have been playing as a team, even since last week, since it's such a difficult game, a difficult series. Their confidence, their teamwork, their just ability to have fun and enjoy the game as a team has changed, and how well they play together, and the picks that they're coming out with a Cassiopeia bot lane, a Kai'Sa mid lane, and they're pulling it out in games where if they lose this series, they are basically out, and they're so confident on what they're playing. and I really just think Deja Vu are underestimating them on a lot of levels.
And a very different start here as Kroluk's going for the bot side. Maybe looking to pressure around the bot side. Remember, Bomberhound doing so much damage on that Cassiopeia, especially Nightshade as well, making some great plays with the Lilia pathing top side, helping Arbush. No, Spectator did go very far down in that early game, so I could understand it as this Lilia wants to maybe attack this top side.
Yes, definitely. I think, again, he's just, with a Nunu, you're just looking at getting your camps, get into the spot side. You aren't going to be around this map. To be honest, with Lilia as well, you're both really fast. It's going to be really interesting to see how the early impact happens for this team.
Oh my god, my PC is crying right now. Hopefully we just got a very big stutter on stream, but hopefully that won't last for too much. Stormgate trying to pull off this Kai'Sa, but it's not getting the trades that it wants to right now. As Nunu now transitioning into his bot side clear, Lilia will follow her. Not a very fast clearer when it comes to the start of the lane, of the jungle, but when you get that Demonic Embrace, that Liandry's, it becomes a lot faster than Nunu's.
Yes, definitely. I will be more interested in seeing how well this rel can pull off. How well this rel can be pulled off by Riggs.
He's spotted here. He's spotted here. So this ward is being. So they know this Nunu gank is coming, but is it enough? Riggs has also flashed. He's not able to dash out. He's a little more damage, and he gets it. Oh my god! First blood over to Quantify.
That was really, really well played. And Volibear losing that trade because taking a tower shot. This is a mistake top laners do so often. Seen it last week in Monkey Sports' series where it was just the fact that the top laner playing Olaf just overstepped, and we're seeing it here now. Volibear taking a tower shot, putting him behind, and giving Spectator now a little bit of breather to be able to farm and get back into this lane to an even state.
The level down as well is able to get more, but a health advantage for the Camille here is not nothing. This Karma is able to abuse, but look at the 3-man who are now on this top side. And Deja is here with a lane pushing in. This is dangerous for Spectator. He's got to stay up to try and push the wave, and that is what Alex and Deja know. It is the dash away to try and do it, and it is with a good and intelligent early flash. Will not get rooted up by the Karma, and that 3-man will be halted. With no kill, but look at that wave top side. It is still not looking good for Spectator.
No, it isn't. No, this is exactly where Arbush wants to be playing, not pushing Camille under tower where he can end up losing pressure, taking tower shots, keeping the wave froze here, and just building his lead up.
Yeah, Nunu looking for a bit of jungle pressure in the bot side, trying to get a little bit of vision so that he can set up for an early Drake maybe. Still hasn't backed as the Lilia has. Remember, I was talking about this, I think this was on this stream, about that 5:30 back timers, making sure you get that in so that you can contest around Dragon and you have the damage and the kill ranges to do so. As we do see it now spawning in 2 seconds, will be spawning now. Just noticed if we look down the items there, Kai'Sa with the Cull is going to be quite interesting.
Yes, definitely. This is something he does every time. And that also with the 2 longswords, he's more going to be looking at just being a menace here, with Karma looking at going the more support build than he is anything else. So he is really just going to be playing to get this Lilia faster, to get Volibear into these fights faster, to be shields, more than being this pokey damage champion that Karma usually can be if built as a full AP champ.
It's a one. I was looking at the Camille's items. Originally bought the Sheen, but then undid it to buy a health pot and a longsword, showing that that Spectator kind of just wants to survive right now. Alex with the big trades is going to be really helpful when it's getting that jungle control over this dragon. Endeavor getting level 5. Kroluk seeing that his jungle has been invaded. Endeavor a little bit ahead so far. And yeah, bot side, River firmly in control of the Lilia, who can look to start the dragon if she wants to, and she does.
Yeah, definitely. We've just that even trade, and knowing that your bot lane have now got prior, but the Varus is caught.
Oh god, Varus is caught. I look for away for 1 second. Rock is one bit tick of damage down. Here comes Krolux trying to get something on Endeavor. The damage is good. Bomber is getting a good follow-up. Krolux, has he gone too far though? Flashes away. Again, it is one tick, but Nightshade with the heal comes in. Karma is looking to clean up, but with all that said and done, do they have the health to maybe start this dragon up once again? Karma going back as the Kai'Sa clears the wave, and oh my god, Endeavor is looking for Krolux. Krolux maybe getting a bit greedy here. Can Krolux, he does have the jumps, he does have the chomps, but the Gromp will reset.
And now you do just have the hoverboard. Again, they're playing really aggressive in a fight that I don't think
Riggs with the two-man ult, but Strong Mitigate is here. He's trying to get one more. These are blinking health bars all across the map. Endeavor's looking to clear up though. Has the Q, trying to land, does miss. Krolux is trying to get as much damage down. It is no one is dying, but finally it is one down, two down. This tower dive is not going well for Deja Vu. Bomberhand getting a bit of damage down. Stormgate with no mana will allow Alex to live, but it is Quantify once again coming on top.
Stormgate once again, a roam down, not a dragon fight this time, but a failed dive attempt from Deja Vu, which yes, they do get one kill for it, but this is now putting Stormgate in such a heavy position with now getting the Noon Quiver and the Kirsch's Shard.
It just such a diverse level. You look at the gold lead and you see 200 gold, not that much. But then you see where it's split, as we do see a very big trade here. Spectator does manage to get that E-dash stun on. But look at this, it's 800 gold in the top side for the side of the Volley Bear. Not too much in the jungle, but then almost a 1k on the Kai'Sa, 200 gold onto the side of the Varus, but then 200 gold onto the side of Nightshade. It is back and forth, so close, just like it was in game one. Folks, you can't take your eyes off it for a second.
And again, this really does involve around Krolux being a part of every kill that has been done. Now, really, potentially looking at this top side to maybe get an early Rift Herald, if not just full clearing and going back bot side. With Spectator just safely farming and not really causing anything bad to happen to himself at this minute.
Apologies, I was taking a drink. This game is a bit too hypey and it's about to get a little bit more Krolux. Looking, why did you go away? Why does Spectator Camera do this?
But that was the flash from the Karma.
Yeah, it was the flash, so... Oh my god, I just kind of like, oh, you see the Nunu going in. There's no way I need to take control of this. And then he just cuts to bot lane getting a CS. Thanks, directed camera. I really love you there. Anyway, we see the Nunu actually going for a little bit of a lane gank. He will get spotted by the minions, so probably nothing will be happening here. However, Nunu just going for a bit of drift. He's getting the vision control, because at 9 minutes 30, this first Dragon Josh has still not been taken, and all champions in the area to fight for it.
Yes, definitely. Oh, and we do see a trade of flashes.
Nightshade maybe a bit too far up. He's rooted for 10 years. Oh my lord. 4 members committed to that kill onto the support as they will go up and they get the vision control. Nunu in the area, but that should mean a dragon. Nunu pinging the Rift Herald looking for a trade.
Yeah, definitely. He does this all the time. He doesn't allow anything to be given without him trying to get something. And Kai'Sa moving up straight away. They are wanting this objective.
Actually moving just completely past the Rift Herald. A Spectator going in for a little kill. Arbush wants it, but maybe doesn't know. No, you cannot get out of that cage by any means necessary. Arbush needs a little bit more damage, but the Nunu ult does not land. Stormgate takes a tower shot as Arbush is a blinking red health bar right now. With the Rift Herald taken, with the Dragon taken, Lilia is able to come up, maybe looking to contest. There are 2 members here, but Stormgate isn't looking too healthy. Not looking too good as Endeavor trying to go for a little bit of a 1v2 here. Stormgate misses on the W as Krolux being taken quite a bit of damage. The 2-man sleepy bubble. What a W from the side of Krolux, but it will cost his life. Endeavor has still not taken any damage. No one's hitting him as he's 1v3ing this game right now. Endeavor wants to take the entire team on his back. Kai'Sa has to flash away. Spectator has to flash away. Endeavor in a 1v3 takes the dragon and secures the Rift Herald.
That was absolutely huge from him. They just really underestimated the Lily. As soon as he got a hit on Kai'Sa, It was just the ultimate, and then that was Nunu and Kai'Sa out the fight, and then Tranquilize coming in really late then, having to push that wave in first. They really just underestimated the power of Lilia.
Yeah, that was really good from the Lilia. A lot of AP that she had that was able to use instantly using that Rift Herald to get some gold onto this Karma, who is doing a good job of matching this Kai'Sa, even though the Kai'Sa did get quite a few kills. That little bit of gold will be nice, as this Karma has actually gotten Echoes of Helia, so it'll be nice and supportive for her team, if costing some damage in lane. One thing I would also like to ask, because I still haven't read this, we do see the Kai'Sa going for the, not the Storm Razor, it's the Static Shiv, thank you, client. What is this going to be an AP Kai'Sa build? I know you've been watching this special cooking build from Stormgate. Is it going to be AP Kai'Sa, or is it just going to be usual Static Shiv into a normal AP build, AD build?
I think it usually just goes into the AD build. I think it's more for the poke and the damage that it can bring. But here we go again, seeing Krolux here once again being this impact. And it's a kill for Stormgate, making him 3-0. This is such a big deal for Quantify. And, you know, Stormgate has been so impressive this series, having such leads both games. Huge props to Krolux as well for that gank.
Yeah, and the Nunu is looking for a bit more here. She's looking onto Rock. Can he get it? Rock flashes away, so he's not able to get enough. Endeavor is huge here. The Lilia has the Liandry's Torment. Kroluk has to flash away. Watch Endeavor. The ultimate comes out from Bomberhand. The cleanse is good, but it's not enough to deal enough damage. Endeavor is doing so much right now as Alex joins the fray. TP used will not get enough, but Endeavor, even with more blinking health bars and so little to go on, Endeavor pulls the fight once again with a 100% KP and so much to her name.
Yes, definitely. That was absolutely huge. But again, a brilliant cleanse from Bomber there. Almost trading for a 1-for-1. Nightshade still hovering around. Is Varus overstaying here? Will they be able to get something in return?
Sorry, folks, as that thing, the volume in the background is my water. This is kind of an intense series. You do kind of need it for this one. But yeah, Varus will be backing. I think he was spotted. I think he was noticed by the red trinket, which is why he was able to get away from Nightshade, who was looking to grand entrance onto them. But oh my god, it is 1k difference in it. And that 1k is everywhere and nowhere. It's 1k on the top side with 1.5k on the jungle for Deja Vu. But then it switches over. It's 2k lead on this Kai'Sa. And with 500 gold on this Varus, it is medium. It is level pegging in the bot lane. It is just action, and you know, it's the Kai'Sa carry, it's the Lilia carry. Who can go for it, folks? Who are you supporting? And yeah, cannot wait as we do see some resets preparing for this dragon in 40 seconds.
Yes, and we can confirm that he is going the AP build. So this Wit's End first item on this Varus will be huge against these two mega damage dealers.
Oh, nice ultimate from Rock there, but I don't know if it'll be enough. A good job, a dodge from the Cassio damage. It will take them down, but here comes Arbush trying to get as much down. Petrifying Gate is used as they try and turn onto Arbush. Riggs, damage goes right. And oh my god, I've butchered this.
Yeah, so huge on his damage.
He is doing his best. The Liandry's will take it down. Apologies, folks. Again, not feeling too good as of right now. But Deja Vu certainly feeling good, as that's the second dragon they're starting up.
Definitely. With a trade for a Drake, a tower mid, this does open up a lot for Kai'Sa, but brilliant roaming from the side of Deja Vu. This is exactly how I've wanted to see him play. They look like a complete different team from last game.
Yeah, it was a great, four-man bot lane. Every single play, Alex is roaming down or he's using the TP, and Deva looking for an aggressive play with that ultimate. Yeah, this is a team that has been a lot more active, and yes, Spectator is still not able to do anything on this top side with that 30 CS difference, and that Ninja Tabbies, not Ninja Tabbies, it's plated steel caps now being built as well. This Kai'Sa not having a fun time either in this top side.
No, not at all. It is really, really heavily dependent on Endeavor now. for Deja Vu, but it is the same for Quantify. Their 2 leads are on these 2 AP champions, and with the right items, this could be a problem for Quantify needing something here, and they need really to get an impact and hopefully get this shutdown on this Lilia. But how can you stop Lilia? She's so fast here. Her abilities alone just make sure you can't stop her with her ultimate, making sure you can't be close to her. They really need to use everything they can to get a hold back onto this game. And Krolux back in the top lane now with Lilia oh no, that was just Lilia ball.
That was a ball from across the map. I that could have been amazing if that was a setup to some kind of kill with the ultimate, which Lilia does have up now. We see 3 people on the top side. I will give credit to Quantify and their ability to put down vision and ability to know where they want it. Look at how much this bot side, if I can highlight it here, folks, lit up by these wards. But it doesn't seem like Deja Vu care. They just want to go straight in. Who cares about your vision when you've got 4 players here trying to go onto this Nunu? The ultimate tries to get the shield, but there is so much damage on Deja and on this Karma. Bomber Hand just in the bot lane. But that is another kill and another Rift Herald and objective going over to Deja Vu.
I really don't know what Quantify was thinking there. They knew Lilia was topside. They knew Karma was walking up. Volibear was walking down. And Nunu only really had Kai'Sa and Rakan with him there. They could not win that fight.
Bro,
here we go.
That is not where you want to be, my guy. The TP coming in from Karma. Has she just, you know, leapt into the frying pan herself? The miasma will not allow her to flash or dash or anything, as another shutdown coming down, and the Bomber Hand will be able to survive as well.
And Spectator fight in the top lane.
Spectator getting a lot of damage down, but it will not be anything for now, as Arbush does have the ultimate as well. TP coming in from Stormgate saves the mid tower, and in top lane there is still nothing to be go on. Arbush did have that ultimate to dissuade any engage, but Spectator doesn't care, does get the shield from the passive, but dashes very far away as 3 members of Deja Vu are coming, maybe even to look for a little play. If we look here, they are able to stop them. Can Spectator get out? The Q does land. Will the ultimate follow as well? It is not following as of yet, as there is no ultimate for the Lilia. And the Camille is able to escape.
Yes, definitely. Again, I do really want to highlight, well played to Krolux. So instead of going for an AP damagey build, he's seen what position he's in, he's seen what the enemies are in, and straight away he's built Radiant Virtue, Mercury Treads, and more MR items. He does not want this Lilia to be able to do much more to him, so his damage dealers can do stuff to her.
These junglers have, in both games, these junglers have come up so much for their team. In last game, that Rek'Sai was a complete menace, and in this game, both junglers are doing exactly what they need to try and help their team. Lilia being a 40 CS up, 2-item hyper carry, and Nunu refraining from going from that AP one-shot build and trying to try and help his team. These junglers are in it to win it, and I cannot wait. What can Krolux cook up on one of his signature champions?
Yes, definitely. He really knows how to play this champion, no matter what situation he's in. Now being behind on gold and on CS, he's just being a heavy tank and being the front line that his team needs.
Vision cleared means that the red team will not have as much vision as they would like. They're going to have to walk in look at that damage. That is 1E. That is 1E as they are looking to go in anyway. Nunu, is he looking for any more damage? Quite a bit of damage here from Endeavor. He's already turning the fight, but the TP coming. Here is the fight, folks. 4 people are going in on the side of this backline. Maybe Quantify can get something down, but Spectator blows up into the face of this Lilia. She is running havoc through this fight as Bomber Hand looking to try and get away. Flashes away over the wall as it's 1 down already. 2 down for the side of Quantify. 1 down to the side of Deja Vu as Endeavor looking for a bit more. Looking to use those Lilia stacks. And you have Karma all the time supporting her. Stormgate coming in with the assassination. Trying to get a bit more damage down, but Endeavor, she is so much damage, but so does Stormgate. It's carry on carry, but cannot get the kill. Rock
and that is
comes
a huge
in.
shutdown for Varus.
That
is here.
Oh, but so is Krolux. The dragon is at 2k right now. Arbor's looking to come in, but Endeavor, we see him do so much damage. One more as Bomber Hunter's able to get the damage. Arbor's tries to flash in, but he's not able to get enough as Rock is trying to kite away. But Nightshade will just need the quickness, will need a little bit more damage, and gets it. A bloody, long, elongated fight with death timers all the way over. I don't even know what just happened, but it was Quantify getting the dragon.
Yes, definitely. That was such a prolonged fight from one side winning at the start to the other side winning. Really, really well played from Stormgate, really showing he can just go in and not be bothered about their damage dealers. Yes, dying in the end, but he got so much for it and stopped Deja Vu getting the streak, allowing Bomber to come in and get a massive shutdown on Lilia. Both AD carries getting huge shutdowns there.
500 gold in this, folks, at 22 minutes. 3,000 gold up on Kai'Sa, with another 3,000 gold on the side of the Deja Vu jungler. It is back and forth, and you cannot take your eyes off it for a minute. Big items being built as Cassiopeia now has 3 items to her name. You know, going Noxus and Challenger. Maybe not the best thing for the team comp of Quantify, but I might be in the wrong game. I might be thinking of teamfight tactics. If you know, you know. With that one. Anyway. Yeah, we do see the Baron. The Baron is spawned. We see both teams have a good amount of vision as they are going to try and clean it up. So both teams know that the other side is very much not on it at the moment. But yeah, we have a lot of settled... The atmosphere is a lot settled down now. We have some TPs both up. It's a very even state of the game. We're going to have to watch very closely how these teams move around the map. And it might be Rock making the mistake here first. Quickness used does land onto Rock. Rel is able to try and get him out for the longest time. Rock is almost going to go down, but it does not. And Krolux is actually the one he turns onto. It's a 1-for-1 in the mid lane. But Rock's overstep does not cost him his life, but costs his support.
Yes, definitely. But I do really need, again, to question Arbush's build here.
Yeah, all AD in the face of pretty much all AP. He is doing it maybe because he is expecting a lot of damage from the Camille, but Endeavor is starting up the Baron. We do see Spectator coming on the other side. Arbush will not be tanky if it comes in. This might be the fight as the TP comes in from Kai'Sa. The damage coming in already as Arbush looks to retreat. Endeavor on the Baron as one is already blown up. Rock is able to be slain as another one is as well. TP in from Alex. Can they 2v4 the situation right now? Nightshade is looking down. Endeavor has the stacks. That's a huge eat onto the backline as 3 get drowsied up. Cleanse from Bomber is trying to keep her alive. Flashin takes 1, but the cleanse from Bomber is huge as 3-4 down onto the side of Deja Vu, and Quantify take the Baron.
Yes, definitely. Again, huge from Quantify here. Just basically doing the opposite now from what happened at Rift Herald, using the ability of Deja Vu making the mistake, starting a Baron in kind of a difficult position when you have Kai'Sa really just doing a ridiculous amount of damage towards you. Then again, going in, Stormgate is such a character on this champion. You can see his confidence with how he feels and how he plays. He just goes in, he does not care who's around him, setting up a perfect fight and shutting down the big damage dealers in their team.
And I do want to say, I think you were bang on the money about Arbush. You know, he was playing very well in lane, but now that his build comes out of lane, this fully armor itemization is hurting so much against an AP Kai'Sa, as we see another fight putting that to the test right now. Krolux does able to get the phase rush, so is able to get out of the way. Ball comes in, making Nightshade just slow, making him take a little chill pill. And with the dragon that was able to be stolen, taken away, oh god, Stormgate, he does have the ultimate, so he might be able to do anything here. Ultimate coming down from the Volley Bear spells doom. Ultimate from Stormgate is a good try, as the quickness it decides to re-engage. Lulu trying to get, not Lulu, but Nunu trying to get a bit more in. Endeavor trying to get a little bit more. Nightshade biting off a bit more that he can chew. Endeavor and those Karma Mantra E's and the the petrifying gaze goes wide as well. A lot of missed coordination there, and Endeavor actually looking for the re-engage, looking for a bit more of a kill. They don't have the wave, as we do see No Spectator on the top side pushing in, Arbush going to answer, and Endeavor trying to take his team to Soul Point.
Yes, definitely. This is such a good spot to be in, even with their gold lead, and you have to give respect to No Spectator here. He has heavily pushed this top lane in, really getting the gold lead back up for Quantify, but
we see pretty much an all-in going here. This is where Arbush build is supposed to come in. Arbush trying to run away, going into the bush. No Spectate trying to get a lot of damage in. So many shields, so many heals. Both of the top laners decide to call it quits. But Lilia is quick here. She might be trying to go in onto the Camille, is spotted out by the control ward, and is able to get away with that Baron and Parad recall.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think there would have been any chance of him getting there. Like we've said before, Quantify's vision is so crucial for their team. They have vision all over behind them, and now it really does give Tranquilize the opportunity to play heavy aggressive on the top side. While having this Baron recall, he can really do what he wants, knowing the vision is really, really well played from Quantify here.
It's just explosive fight after explosive fight. You don't get a second to breathe, or in my case, drink your water. But, you know, it is action, and we love to see it in VL all the time. This group stage, this second group stage that these teams are in, making sure every game, like we kind of see in the Super Weeks in the LEC, make every game so much more impactful. If both of these teams win, if Quantify win here, that takes both of these teams to 1-1. And they will have to win these next games. Krolix is taking a lot of damage, and with the ultimate is getting Drowsy House to flash away. Endeavor trying to make a bit more of a fight, but they are walking into no vision and decide not to face check a petrifying gaze or a quickness of a Rakan. And so Stormgate, with that aggression, is able to take a tower on the bot side.
Yeah, definitely. Again, just getting nothing in return from Deja Vu. Yes, they got a flash from the Nunu, but a flash to lose a tier 2 tower, and now Endeavor is really far away from his team.
Oh my god, here is the fight. Endeavor takes a lot of damage and the petrifying gaze, but the stopwatch is good. As we now see Endeavor trying to get out for his life. Rel is huge in the engage, as 5 members of Quantify trying to turn on him to punish him for that. Endeavor getting a lot of damage on the bot side, kills 2, as it's now a 3v4. Stormgate trying to get a lot on Endeavor, the main carry. Alex is getting so much healing done, as able to take down Stormgate. It's a 4v2 for the side of Deja Vu, as Krolix is running for his life. Endeavor has the move speed, has the Lilia stacks, is able to take down the Nunu once again, and in a huge upset of a fight, Deja Vu take the near ace.
Yes, definitely. That was absolutely crucial for Deja Vu. What a fight. They've really pulled this game, not really pulled it back, but just really gone from being even in everything to now showing their strengths and being ahead. This really does question you on what will Quantify do next.
We do see the inhibitor taken. Are they going to go for it all? Are they going to try and risk it for all the marbles here? It looks like they are turning onto the turret, but they do see Bomber respawning. They see Nightshade alive, and they decide against it. There's Baron in 50 seconds, and they decide probably to take their resets, take their gold, and try and live and fight on their terms.
Yeah, definitely. Again, Quantify really just need a fight like they had at this Baron, letting Deja Vu make these mistakes and then punishing them for it. They did it really well last game. This game, they just need another fight like that, another Baron, and then again, just going back to doing what they did best and just pressuring these lanes, pressuring the towers, using their vision to their advantages.
I think Nikki is trying to invite me to an ARAM, but we are not interested in that right now. Whoever is inviting me to the 5v5 custom, can you please not? As we do see Krolix now going in. The Shirelli's popped on the right side, and the fight comes once again. Alex gets popped right before the fight, and Endeavor does not have his supportive carry to try and support this Lilia. Can this Lilia dance around? Just 5 stack from the side of Quantify is going to turn onto the Baron. Endeavor getting a lovely little flank position here. Is not spotted on this right side. This could be a disastrous. A good 2 little side of... But they are able to get the Rift, the Scuttler, the little skull crab. And Endeavor so quick on that Lily, especially in this river. That's a 3-man ball, and it will stop off the Drowsy. Nightshade trying to buy as much space as he can. Rel is able to be stopped by the Camille. No Spectator goes down in the 1-for-1 so far. Endeavor now tries to fight as a huge Q lands onto Bomber. 3 down, 4 down, and it's the ace coming out for the Lilia as Deja Vu turn the fight around once again. And it is the Baron as well.
Are they not just going to win?
Oh, yeah, they are just going to end. The TP coming in from Karma will probably signal the end of the game. Deja Vu bringing it back from such a gold lead from a Baron. What are you doing, Endeavor? And we don't want to watch this right now, directed camera. But what a game. Coming back, fight after close fight, every fight being electric, every fight decided by pixels and by slight differences health. The Baron is nice, but the Nexus is nicer, as it's 1-for-1 as we go to game 3.
Yes, definitely. This is exactly what I thought would happen. I did call a 2-1 to Quantify, but what will happen in this game if Deja Vu just play like that again? They've really showed what, to be fair, they made me eat my own words with Endeavor playing absolutely perfect on that jungle pick there.
Sorry, it's not Nikki. It's not Nikki, it's Arbush inviting me to the next game. That is my bad. But oh my god. That game, once again, we thought we were going to get a Quantify 2-0, but then just time after time, Deja Vu, just hard battle after hard battle, were able to claw it back, and then that end fight was the one that sealed it. Just... wow, that Lilia Karma combo. When the Karma was down, I thought that could have been the end of it. This Lily doesn't have the health and the shields to be able to go in and engage so aggressively. But they didn't have the lockdown for the Lilia that they needed and was able to run rampant so much tick damage on that Leandries plus the Demonic Embrace. And you've got to give props to that Lilia because, wow, she has just saved the game for Deja Vu.
Yes, definitely. That was absolutely crucial. And that last fight was really, really well played as well from Volibear, being so potent on what he did and being there every fight with Lilia on the back line. So in that last fight, as Nunu went in, Volibear and Lilia got straight onto the back line and Nunu just couldn't go back to help his carries stay alive.
My God, what a series. I think that just that change-up of Lilia, I mean, we still have questions about that Arbush build in the top side, but Rock also with that Varus, maybe turning it on a little bit more, was able to play a more supportive, far back carry. It allowed Rel to be able to play more with the Lilia by that space that Rakan was also trying to do, start off the fights with those Shirelles as well, not able to combat. I'm talking so fast because I'm kind of still in it. I'm still in that adrenaline hype, just amazingness that we're getting from this series. As 1-1, we've got game 3. I could try and play Silver Scrapes if we want, but I feel like we should reserve that for a game 5.
Yes, definitely. I do really think that both these teams have to look at their strengths and maybe, as much as I love seeing Crolux's Nunu, and I think he was a really big help in this game, maybe it wasn't what the draft expected. They usually expect it banned, and I can't imagine many scrims have used it again. With how many games and with how good he is on this champ, you'd expect them to ban it. So maybe now this game again, maybe the same mid, the same picking the Cassiopeia up, but maybe looking at more a tanky, heavy jungler who can just be that front line. Because I think that's what was missing out of that comp. Again, 3 out of 5 being the same picks as last game, but they just didn't have anyone who could help. Who could really stop Lilia getting onto that backline and stopping her being this huge menace to their damage dealers.
Absolutely. We do need to go for a quick break once again, as we will need to let the players, de-stress after that very tough game. We will be waiting to go into it in just a second. But after we come back, it is game 3 of this absolute crucial everything on the line game, and you cannot miss it, folks. If anyone is here who is not in the Valorant League Discord, someone post it in chat, because if this is not the best advert for this goddamn server, then I don't know what is. So we will be back in a couple of minutes for game 3. still casting a little bit of state, just in a state of disbelief right now. And that state of disbelief, of just absolute awe that this league can produce, carries on, because Josh, I know you are going to love this score rundown that we are about to give to you right now. There is currently a over 30-minute banger between Meters Boosted and Monkeys Esports trying to decide it, but all other games have been tied up right now. Gladiators able to take one back against Gracelight, and Hentai Haven pulling it back against a Blaze. It's a 1-1. It's game 3. Every single game looking down the board. Monkey Esports and Meters Boosted in the game of their life. Do not cut out on me again, music. Oh my lord. What is going on in this VL? This is insane. This is the best week I've ever casted. And yeah, do not miss it if for anything, folks. You'll get all the live updates here and more. Jesus Christ. Woo.
Yeah. This is absolutely huge. Seeing games like this are really exciting. Gracelight getting one of their first, really, a victory. What not many teams would expect them to go to a game 3 with how difficult of a run they had during the normal split, only picking up one win just to slightly secure them into playoffs, and now 1-1 against a team that really did do well in the split. And now we go to a game 3 on that behalf.
I'm refreshing. This is now, I believe, if my sources are correct, a 40-minute game between Monkey Esports and Meters Boosted. These teams are fighting to the death right now. Meters Boosted not wanting to give up their dominant streak, especially after Group A, but Monkey Esports giving them the game of their life right now. Jesus, what a game recap, going all the way through the rock sweet music. Transitioning back to another hell of a game, Quantify versus Deja Vu. We're about to get into game 3 in just a minute, but we've seen the Nunu and the Kaiser, two really good comfort picks that did get a lead in that game, but were just not able to translate as that Lilia just demolished the entire Rift. I do think the Nunu was good, but Krolux was definitely able to pilot it well, but do you think it's the champion that they need going into this third game?
No, I think Deja Vu are really just happy to give Krolux his pick, and if he does it again, I think again Lilia will just come out, and it really just seems to stop everything, because yes, you've got a jungler who will go into him, who will be this big front tank, but if you've got junglers who can just get onto that backline, who get leads like Endeavor did on the Lilia, then again, the backline just have no hope, because as soon as he hits them, as soon as that ult hits, they are all slept, and he can nigh on one-shot 4 out of 5 members, and even the Nunu wasn't that tanky to survive either. So I really do think that they need to relook at what they pick, potentially look at 3 of the same 5 picks, what they've done in all games so far, but something definitely needs to change on the other behalves, and maybe even looking at changing up in the top lane.
Yeah, I mean, Arbush definitely, he did okay, especially compared to last time. But, this build really needs to be tightened up, I think. It was good against the Camille, and it was able to sort of keep her at bay. But when it came to these fights, they just got blown up time and again. We will have to see. I think they are sticking with the Arbush in the top lane. There's just a little bit of a hang on, I need to get this right. Yes, we are getting a note through that Quantify, having lost the last game, have chosen blue side, so we will see how that draft develops. What do you want to see from a Quantified blue side pick 1?
Again, I think it heavily relies on what is available. Maybe go for the Rakan again. They've played it really well lately, and it's just a pick that Nightshade has done so well. And again, maybe even look at picking the Cassiopeia again, putting that flex pick up again for Quantify. But they have so many different options. I'm just really excited for this game to get underway.
Oh, is that a subtle... No, it is not a subtle jab at me. I need to get my shit together. Oh my god. By the way, if anyone can give me a little bit of an update on the banger that is currently going on between Meters Boosted and Monkey Esports, that would be much appreciated. Production is pretty much ready, I believe. He says as if production is a different person. Prod. Oh. And yeah, oh my god.
It is currently 36 minutes in for Monkey Sports, still playing this game.
Wow, incredible. So they must have started late. That first game must have gone on quite a while then. I was approximating, but yeah, we've just had, how long was that last game as well? That was quite long as well. I mean, my voice thought it was long, so I don't know how accurate that is. But yeah, we are just about to get into the third game. Guys, who are you supporting? I know we had a lot of quantifiers in chat, but after that banger game from Deja Vu, have your thoughts changed? Let us know. Are you part of VL? Are you not? Well, get in VL if you're not, because I mean, this has been amazing. We are going into Champion Select now, as yeah, we do have Quantify on the blue side. And yes, everything has transferred across, so we are all good on that front. No spectator. Yeah, the Lilia ban I could understand.
Yep, straight away. No waiting about. But now will the Fiddlesticks be left open, or will Lulu or Milio be left open?
I don't know. There's so many picks. We got to think about the Rek'Sai. Are they going to leave the Nunu open again? Did they worry about that Kai'Sa? Was it something? I think the Karma actually was quite good into it. What do they want to pick for Rock and Riggs? A bot lane that has still not performed, in my opinion, right now, as to the level that they can do. The Fiddlesticks is banned out. There are so many. I mean, if both teams are only going to pick AP champions, banning out AP champions is pretty smart, but the Xayah has been banned in all games, and it continues into this game 3.
Yes, definitely. With how strong Nightshade is on the Rakan, you do not want him matched with the Xayah.
No Milio suggests that you want to... No Milio? No, it's... and the Rel as well, suggesting they don't want engage for the side of Quantify, and they don't want disengage from the side of Deja Vu. The Rakan is up, the Rek'Sai is up, the Rek'Sai gets picked. It's a return to game 1, which is what Quantify needed, the champ that brought them to that success.
Definitely, but a big pick for Stormgate has been taken away. The Syndra is not available for him to pick up. This game will look at a different option, and we see a flexed pick Nautilus. I have seen Alex play this in the mid lane, and I have also seen their support play this. That will interest me in seeing where this Nautilus is going to be playing.
So this Nautilus was played in the first game that Deja Vu and Quantify played against in Group B. The Nautilus was played, yes, very much in the mid lane from Alex. It dominated. It was such a good supported mid laner, and it led Quantify losing that series 2-0 to Deja Vu. The early first pick of that top laner, maybe, who knows where this Gnar is going, suggests draft theory has gone out the window at this point.
I really think they're doing this to see what the top lane picks, to see what his counter pick is for this jungler to be able to get another counter pick.
That's interesting. Going something safe in the top side. Is he baiting something from the side of no spectator? The Rakan suggests no. It has been something that Nightshade plays really well. Going to the Cassiopeia as well. It's tried, true, and tested. Bomberhond has played so well on it, and this bot lane duo will continue into game 3.
Yes, definitely. And again, this combo they have seemed to pull off really well. Nightshade and Bomber have played it so safely in the early game, but getting the picks and the heavy damage that Bomberhound really brings down on this Cassiopeia. I'm really excited to see what Deja Vu's answer to it is, and it is going to be a Varus pick. But again, will this Nautilus be played mid, or will it be support?
Mid support, Varus mid, ADC, who knows? I do expect the Nautilus, if I was a betting man, this Nautilus to go into the mid lane. Rock going on the Varus. It was played, obviously, last game, the game that Deja Vu did win. Maybe Rock not feeling it, and that champion, something he's more comfortable on, long range, able to get a good bit of poke down. I can understand it, but very highly immobile, which when you're going against things like a Rek'Sai and Rakan means he might need to pick Cleanse.
Yes, definitely. I really hope he does because again, we see it in game one where Stormgate got the stun on the Ezreal, and because he didn't have the cleanse, because he instead went with the ghost, it it inevitably got him killed and lost his team that fight.
Yeah, I mean, we see the similar bans coming against that against top lane. The Gwen and Aatrox has been perma-banned in the second phase, making sure the Camille very much still open. In fact, leaving the Camille the counter pick against the Gnar, which has been shown already. Are they suspecting this Gnar might go somewhere else? I don't think so, but maybe securing that Rakan Cassiopeia, the tried and true comp that Quantify have practiced so much in these ranked flexes, in these scrims. It is something that they are so familiar playing around each other. And what have Deja Vu got to answer it? Is there something that they can disrupt? The Gnar is disruptive, the Nautilus was good against them, and now the Echo, a new champion that we have seen, and something that where is it going? We have no idea. Jungle? Probably jungle.
I'd imagine it would be the jungle, but again, the way Endeavor has been playing, will he want that final counter pick and happily let a champ like Echo just go in the mid lane? But it just really depends on the matchup here. This is where Quantify again opt for the Camille. This is 4 champs out of their winning side before, and and Stormgate, is he wanting the Kai'Sa again? He is.
Oh.
They are really looking at this team once again, but now have a much more heavy damage with the Rek'Sai and the Camille.
Yeah, it was the top side comp that won it. This Aurelion Sol could get picked here. Alex does play it, and it does get locked in. Where are these champions going? So it's Asol mid, Echo jungle, Varus ADC with Nautilus support, and Gnar in the top lane. Okay, cool. But oh my god, that was the flexes were there. I understand the Asol quite a lot. I think it has a lot of zone control, which could go really well into Quantify's comp. But then again, I mean, both of the last games have come down to an execution-based fight, and I expect this Echo, this Gnar, and all the dashes, all the outplay material to not bring anything different in Game 3.
This, for Quantify side, is literally like game 1. They need the picks. As for Deja Vu, they are looking for the fights. They have Gnar, they have Echo, they have Aurelion Sol, Varus, Nautilus, champs who will want to fight. Varus on the back line, Gnar being involved in the middle, Echo in the middle. This team wants to fight, as the other team are not looking at these fights. They're looking at picks. They're looking at getting their carries ahead. Krolux being as aggressive as he can be on this Rek'Sai. What will we see from Endeavor on Echo? Again, another AP jungler being picked up, and a new one for us for a very long time that I have not seen being Echo in the jungle.
I cannot believe this, Josh. I have just got word through that every single game this week in VL Split 2 in the Division 2 have all gone to Game 3. Monkey Esports did drop that game against Meters Boosted, so all teams are in a Game 3 right now. It shows how competitive this second group stage has been. They all want to get into that elimination bracket, those best of 5s, and oh my god, we could have 5 streams going on right now covering each of them and like a meta stream because so much VL is going on right now.
Yes, definitely. I think all teams this week have to be proud of themselves. Whatever happens, both these teams, especially what we've had the pleasure to watch and cast together, have really shown their strengths, their weaknesses, and to be fair, not really their weaknesses, because every game has just been fight after fight and chance after chance for each team, getting little goals ahead, little gold leads each side until a big fight happens for one team to really take that lead.
Yeah, like 200 gold, 50 gold in it at like 20 minutes. These teams are putting tooth and nail and the goddamn whole ass body into this. You know, it is really down to the wire, and other idioms that demonstrate how close this goddamn series is. But in chat, we're getting a little bit of love. We're not getting a lot of chat activity. But guys, come on, this is Game 3. Who are you wanting to win? Spam your Quantifies, spam your Deja Vus, because oh my lord, I have no other words. I need to get a thesaurus, because this is insane. But yeah, we will have to see. As a draft, broadly, what are you thinking, Josh? Who do you think's won out here?
I think if you look at the easier comp to pull off, you look at Deja Vu's. Their comp is just fighting. Their comp is getting little leads and putting 5v5 fights on, looking for these objective fights, being ready for the TPs for the Gnar, the Aurelion Sol, getting ready to just be there, be involved, use your ultimates at the right time and get ahead. As again, in more of the difficult side, like game one, but Quantify always seem to pull it off with their favourite champions. But I do think them not having that stun in the mid lane. I think Syndra was such a big part for this team in getting the picks that they got. It could be so different this game in just hoping that Nightshade plays well enough. Rek'Sai, Camille, they really need to pull off a miracle here, I think, to get this game in their hands.
That is very true. I actually didn't think of that. That Syndra did do so much work in that game one. Not to disparage the Kai'Sa in game two. It really tried to do as much work as it could. That Lilia really being a problem. But the comp from Deja Vu is so standard. It's press ultimate team fight and it's pick. Like, this is your stock standard comp when you look at something like classic amateur 5v5. You've also got a bit of zone control in there with the Echo and the Aurelion Sol able to just sort of buy that space for your carries. But there's no chance for me to do any analysis because we are getting, at least on my screen, we are getting
a black screen. Yes,
we are getting a black screen. Maybe we need to pause, take a moment. But we will be getting into games shortly. Sometimes you've just got to mess around with it to try and make it work sometimes. It's like eggs, like when you know how if you drop an egg in water, like if it sinks it's good. Sometimes you've got to make it sink. Like it wants to float, but you just got to make it sink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I'm ill.
Go.
As here we are. I am currently at 10 seconds.
I am at 15 seconds.
I'll go to 15. Oh my god, is there anything we can talk about? Okay, right, anyway, so 3, 2, 1, go. We go back off to the time control. I know Forks is already in my ear, so we've got that there. Looking at these runes, we've got the Hail of Blades on Kai'Sa, making sure to get those quick trades down. There's nothing too special. We've seen these comps before.
All rushing down bot.
Oh, we do. I mean, Riggs does have the hook. This is the first.
Nightshade sees it all.
Does and is able to back away. It is going to be interesting. Aurelion Sol is a lot bigger model than I remember. Takes up half the goddamn jungle. But alas, we shall see how much that has. I'll get chat up on another phone as we do see in towards that top side. There has been an invade coming as a result. Will not. Doesn't know. Oh, wow. That is a nice boomerang coming out. Arbush does take the worst part of that trade, but senses out Stormgate is there. And yeah, maybe calling off this as Endeavor is looking to take his topside jungle.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. But this does... Oh no, Krolux will get there in time, not to be put behind.
Yeah.
And both junglers starting on top side. It does make you wonder what changes are these junglers going to be making.
I think that's pretty smart. I think the Gnar, it's ranged into melee. We're not getting some spicy top lane matchup. Oh my god, Riggs and Rock have found their way into a really nice position here. Bomber Hunt trying to get some damage down. Nightshade does miss. The quickness does miss the grand entrance. Ignite actually does most of that damage there, which is kind of nuts. Just a straight up Ignite. So trades in the bot side. And trades in the top side as well. Spectator getting the shield and getting so much damage onto Arbush. Getting very low. Conqueror procced as well. Means Arbush is going to have to watch himself.
Yeah, definitely. He's really bullying being this counter pick.
Oh, hey, we've got stream problems. Sorry. That is my bad. Sorry. Let's just get to the in-game overlay. There we are. We're back. Sorry, folks. Sorry, Josh.
It's no worries. I am interested to see how aggressive Camille can play here with having the counter pick. Will he, because every other game he has been played really just a safe lane, and now having the first good trade, already pushing Gnar back.
Yeah, absolutely. Stormgate once again is absorbing this pressure. Had to go Cull, but
he's
Krolux
behind
is
him.
here. A lovely.
Stop the jump.
One
That's
more.
the flash.
Yeah, one more auto will take it. Well, it's a flash to secure it. Stormgate with the first blood and the Cull is exactly how Quantify wants to start this off.
Yes, definitely, and that is the difference between a Nunu and a Rek'Sai. The Nunu you see coming, the Rek'Sai you don't. He got behind him straight away, put himself in a perfect position to really stop this Aurelion Sol doing anything to get away.
Yeah, it was great. Stormgate's going to want to push out this wave, trying to get, you know, a good reset, try and spend that gold. Spectator on the top side is, you know, dealing with a lot of minions. Arbush is able to get some great harassment, building up a little CS lead over there. But, you know, it is gonna we're going to have to really see how Krolux wants to play, but also I Endeavor. He's gone the Dark Harvest. We know he's going to scale and get those huge, you know, E1 shots. He's impossible to fight over Dragon Steals and Baron Steals because he just deals so much upfront damage. I Endeavor is actually going to try and test that right now. He does get the Dark Harvest, and Aurelion Sol gets the stacks, and that is a kill back once again for Deja Vu.
Yeah, again, I think just really being greedy there, he should have just reset. They knew that Echo was on the spot side with Nautilus moving up to help him secure that crab. Going there, Stormgate, was really a bad idea, knowing you didn't have flash, and now having to waste TP and having a really good back and a good fight before has just really made it an even lane again.
Yeah, I'm currently trying to see what he's gone. It looks like he's gone the. He has gone the Minion Team Materializer. There's an idea, especially on Aurelion Sol, if you're not looking to have too much of a. You get this on a lot of control mages. If you're not looking for too much of a contested, like laning phase, you can go things like Boots and Futures Market. You go for an early Mana Crystal, and you just rush into like your Lost Chapter if you're going to go for that. It seems he might actually go for the what's it called? The Scepter, the one that gives you the level. So it'll be interesting to see what Aurelion Sol builds. Obviously, there are a lot of different ways of building it, so we'll see. Echo hovering around the mid side.
Yes, indeed, and we do get the level 6 coming from Camille.
Yeah, we do. I'm watching this. I'm trying to watch this Echo if directed camera doesn't take it off me. But we do have to look to the bot side as well. Not Aurelion Sol. This Nautilus has found himself in an amazing position. Do they know? Nightshade will now check for him, but they're going straight for Bomber Hand. The quickness, the Grand Entrance is trying to get. Rock is actually taking a lot of damage right now, but Alex in the mid lane is taken down by a gank there. It's 1-for-1 so far. Riggs trying to get it. Yeah, but here comes Endeavor. Here comes the jungler trying to get one auto on Bomber Hand, but it is not enough. We have seen this scoreline in every single game, and it is once again here 3-1 for Quantify.
Yeah, Endeavor getting nothing there, but he's still trying. But Krolux is here. He has taken a tower shot. Krolux and Stormgate, they're looking at cleaning this up. Endeavor has to get out of there. This is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted to see from Krolux. He is really performing today. And what a player we are seeing.
Something completely different as well. A gold lead where the kills have not been answered by objectives or a high CS lead like we usually see coming from that top side against no spectator. We are seeing that those kills translate into a genuine 2k gold lead for the side of Quantify. That is going to be significant so that maybe this Rek'Sai can close out these fights without having that back and forth that we've been... to be fair, enjoying, not complaining about, but yeah, this could be great as, yeah, Krolux going from strength to strength in this early game.
Yeah, he has really shown his early game presence this game, with Endeavor trying his best on that bot lane there, but now you've got to really ask Deja Vu, where do you look now? You've got every lane ahead, mid ahead, Camille beating the lane into Nah. Where does Endeavor look? Because there is no pressure he can get. Bomber already 1-0 with 58 CS. You've got 2-0 on Krolux and a head lead on Kai'Sa.
You've got Aurelion Sol's ultimate. I think you look mid lane, but you don't look for the Aurelion Sol. Aurelion Sol usually doesn't deal a lot of damage, especially into a dive heavy comp like we get here. I think Endeavor needs to get Endeavor ahead, as Kroluk's looking to even flex even more of his prowess. A lovely little dodge there from Arbush, but it will not buy enough time because Stormgate is also here. Ults to get the assist. Maybe trying to look for a bit more there. But it's another kill for Quantify, and it's more gold and more acceleration from this team.
Yes, definitely, and that is huge for this team.
Rock.
And again, they are really trying to fight here, but it's just not good. You do now have Echo coming in, but Bomber does have his ult. There should be no deaths here for... Oh, but the fail of the ultimate.
Yeah. Endeavor is able to get is a failed Sky's Descent from Endeavor. Endeavor has ultimate. He can get it. Oh my god, that was beautiful. A 100% kill participation for Endeavor. It means he is not wanting to give this up. It was poor from Rock at the beginning, but he was able to buy the time for the Echo to come in and able to clean up the fight. And that is first dragon taken by the red team of Deja Vu, but it is Rift Herald taken on the opposite side. A story, maybe a bit of Deja Vu.
Yes, definitely. You really have to give credit to both of these junglers. Endeavor, after a bit of a rocky game 1 to game 2 being the big carry, and game 3 again, just getting something that really should have been nothing. With a bad engage, in my opinion, from Deja Vu, but just delaying it enough for Echo to come in and pinch both them kills, giving him such, just basically back on even par with this Rek'Sai.
We've seen Endeavor carry a game before. Can he carry it again? Echo is one of those champions, no, that doesn't have the damage of a Lilia. We do see a pause coming through. Looking at it, it does look like the jungler of Endeavor might have gotten a bit of lag, but we are straight back into it, which is always nice. A little bit of reset can always come in to a little bit of a gank, and Krolux is looking to make a play right here. Arbor's trying to use the vision, trying to get around it. The jump is cancelled. We do have a little bit of a stutter on my end. I don't know if that...
We do, same here, yes.
That might just be the game buffering to get that 3-minute delay, which you get on normal live servers. Which is completely fine. To be honest, I do prefer it. Yeah, and we are back into it, and Arbush is dead. I don't think we were expecting much else. But I must admit, I do prefer having the 3-minute delay on Riot's side than your side, because when you do cast like... when you do production for like NLC, you've got to put in like the stream delay, and the problem with that is if you've got a technical delay, then they see it 3 minutes late, so it's like you can't update it on the stream side as fast. And another thing is when you do a stream delay, your computer is processing it, so you also have a lot more memory. But I should not be talking about this. I should be talking about the goddamn banger that we've got on our hands. Wraith's trying to get into a more favorable position once again, as this Echo is the thing. Once again, this Deja Vu jungler, the barrier protecting his team from almost certain defeat in this early to mid game.
Yes, definitely. But again, Kroluk's just being such a menace. Every lane has to be worried about him now. He's ganked mid, he's ganked top, and he's ganked bot. You've just got to really look and think, where will he be next? And how can Deja Vu counter this presence when he's already got Stride Breaker at 11 minutes in?
And the static shiv completed from the Kai'Sa, almost completing her cull with one more wave. She's going to get a big influx of gold, which we are going to be checking now as we see a 1k gold lead on the Kai'Sa. Only a 400 gold lead for the side of this Rek'Sai. Maybe he's going to look to have a bit more. Top has been Krolux's hunting ground, and he's flashing to get another meal. Arbush is getting 3 deaths so far, almost half his team's kills. We've questioned his decision making before, and he is feeding this jungler even more.
Yeah, again, just overextending. You've got to really give credit to Tranquilize playing this lane perfectly, giving Nah these aggressive pushes, which allows Krolux just really a free gank, and there's nothing that Arbush can do to counter this.
Yeah, there is a whole turret taken on the top side. So much gold going to No Spectator and Krolux, accelerating them even further ahead. No Spectator must be getting dizzy about the amount of gold he has compared to the last games where he's been functioning on so much low economy 2 charges of the Rift Herald sweetens the pie as a 3k gold lead now for the side of Quantify. This is something we've not seen in either game so far. This is a decisive lead so far, and it is Quantify's game to... I don't want to cast a curse them, but this is Quantify's game to lose right now.
Yes, definitely. And again, you can even just see by the vision scores on both of these which team, but...
Oh god, in the mid lane, Stormgate ults into Alex's ultimate, and Endeavor gets the Dark Harvest stack and takes the kill. It was a nice try by Stormgate, but he's not able to translate it. Remember, he had not backed and had a fully completed cull, had so much gold that he could have spent, used that to pressure, but he thought he could get the kill and does not get it. Donates Endeavor another kill, another Dark Harvest stack. And yeah, it's exactly what Deja Vu needed to keep this small window of hope from closing.
Yeah, definitely. I do think that if Stormgate just rotated instead of being stood still, allowing Aurelion Sol to get 3 hits onto him, the Aurelion Sol can't move during that ability as Kai'Sa can. You are playing this versatile champion. Him standing still and just force trading with the Aurelion Sol really just allowed a free kill over to Echo.
Yeah, and we see Krolux once again trying to get maybe a little bit of himself static chip propped on this top lane. Endeavor actually maybe looking for a little bit of a dive here. He has the ultimate as well. It's very possible. Arbush maybe giving this way a little. Getting so much damage as well. Does not have the ultimate, so cannot follow up. Endeavor trying to match where Stormgate could be. Maybe he's timed this to perfection. E from Kai'Sa is trying to get away. He does not have the ultimate, does use the flash, but Endeavor has the ultimate. He is going to try and get as much down. He cannot get the final ultimate. That could be critical as he is not able to get the kill. And on the bot side, this Rek'Sai is able to get the dragon under contested.
Yes, definitely. I mean, they do most likely lose this tier 1 top, but... Again, not dying there, Stormgate was absolutely huge. Not having his ultimate either forcing Echo to waste his ult.
In terms of bringing this game, I mean, to be fair, they have gotten a lot of gold back. You know, we were looking at a 3k gold lead. This is something that Deja Vu are good at, that I've noticed, is that the gold lead has always remained competitive when they are on the Rift. It's now only 1.5k gold lead, as they are great farmers. They're great at picking up advantage and picking up those bounties, but they're picking up Riggs right now as he's airborne for so long, goes down to half health, flashes away, the ultimate misses from Aurelion Sol as the Camille tries to engage on Rock, but Rock is able to get away, and Rock is almost able to pick up another kill, but Endeavor seals it. One goes away already. TP coming in from Rek'Sai? Why did I just see a TP?
No,
it was the Kai'Sa. It was the Kai'Sa comes in, but is not able to get anything right now. I believe, is running back to base. Oh, he's picking up his item. Okay, I was wondering why he was just running back. But yeah,
you have to give that fight there to Deja Vu. They got onto a top carry as all Quantify got was a support. It's such a big change there, and this can be the big difference in these fights. Again, you're fighting in their jungle. Well, this is exactly what Deja Vu needed, and Quantify are only really looking to just trade 1-for-1 for a support for a top.
Yeah, and I do want to say, Rock and Riggs are playing these fights actually quite well now. I'm not trying to be too disparaging, but Nightshade, maybe he's bitten off a bit more than he can chew. A little bit of auto, but he just can't get the damage down. TP coming in from no spectator will be matched by Arbush, but nothing will come from it so far. It's just action after action. Rift Herald popped. With the Rift Herald on the field, it seems like Quantify have gotten Void 3, which is nice with the Rek'Sai and the Kai'Sa. But other than that, it is, what is that, 1.5k gold lead still for the side. Stormgate maybe caught out a little bit, trying to run away from Riggs' Q, which he will. And yeah, back to this stalemate, this tension that no spectator is going to try and disrupt, trying to get a lot of damage, but Arbush is getting good kiting, using the ultimate here, getting the ultimate form, sorry. No spectator trying to do as much damage. He does land the ultimate, and Arbush gets a solo kill. That's huge! And now the top laners and bot lanes from Deja Vu are stepping up.
Yes, they are. They are doing exactly what they needed to do in this comp. but it just really puts a question mark on what was going through Trank's mind there. But has Arbush overstepped?
He's trying to get the tower, but he's not able to get it. Quickness used by Rakan, and combined with the miasma, I think that is the combo demonstrated more than anything right there. Very obvious, and it's very effective as he's able to shut down the top laner.
Yeah, definitely. Again, another good kill. Putting Cassiopeia 3-1. Really, the first game where 17 minutes in, she's had this huge kill lead. Before, it's always the kills have fell onto the mid laner and the jungler. So it is good to now see Bomberhound really getting this lead on a champ that he's played for all 3 games.
So I'm gonna completely break directed camera. That tower is on 71 health in the mid lane. That is insane. You could breathe on it and it would go down. But it looks like Deja Vu aren't going to... Wow, the flash ultimate from Rock, but it does go wide. You don't want to be choking like that in such an important game. The Static Shiv is able to clear very well, but not before Alex gets a good chunk onto Stormgate.
True, but that is a huge spell wasted by Rock. You really... It was looking for one pick. Yes, if the ult landed, it potentially gets a kill, but... You had Rek'Sai here, you had Cassiopeia coming up. You've got to really look at that and go, that is a huge waste from Varus with this dragon up very soon.
We have a lot of Quantify supporters in the chat, and they're feeling okay so far. A 2k gold lead, but it's so tenuous. This game still feels like it's on a knife edge, and credit to Deja Vu, because it feels like they can always get them in their positions. Riggs is a little bit of trouble. He does have the hook, and he will be able to get away. But we do have a dragon now up in 20 seconds. Rock also used his flash in that play. So now that he's on that mid lane turret, which I think you just look at it and it dies. There you go. And yeah, Rock is going to be playing even more defensive. Arbush actually almost goes down to the bot side. Oh my god.
It's so bad from Quantify.
But Quantify are going to be, no spectator trying to get away. But the chase down from Aurelion Soul, slowing no spectator. Oh god, why are Quantify engaging? Can they even do this? They're going on to Arbush right now. He is able to get one, but the damage coming from Alex is huge. Krolux is able to get one. Are they actually turning the fight? Rock is trying to do his best on the outside. Echo has been alive this entire time. The Guardian Angel popped. Nightshade is so long. Bomberhand gets one, gets two, and he's trying to get Endeavor, but such a back and forth fight, engaging into a numbers disadvantage, and Quantify pull through.
I was really going to question the second item, Guardian's Angel, but that fight alone really showed just the confidence on Krolux on this champion. He knew he could go in. He had 2 lives. There is not much that this team can do. When you've got a Cassiopeia shooting at you, you can't finish a Krolux. You can't finish a Rek'Sai when he's in his Guardian's Angel, which enforced Bomberhound to just do absolute tons of damage, stopping this Varus from doing anything and only leaving Echo left after a fight that looked so good for Deja Vu to start off with.
Rock also, by the way, does not have the cleanse, although I can kind of understand it somewhat in this sense, but I don't know. It does go for the ghost, which still is a good mobility spell. He was able to he was staying alive a lot in that fight, was trying to get the damage down, but wow, this Cassiopeia once again coming up strong, going to try and be the carry that Quantify need.
Definitely, and you do have to really look at both these junglers. A 10 kill part out of 13 from Rek'Sai and a 7 kill part out of 8 from Endeavor. Both Krolux and Endeavor really should be proud of themselves this series. They have shown excellent ability at just doing what they can do best at these early game junglers.
We will be doing a little MVP at the end of this game. No matter who wins, we will be selecting from 3 choices of players. So whoever they are, start thinking, who do you think has carried this game the best? And even if they've lost, it's probably going to be someone from the winning team. But who knows? Endeavor really trying to put his team on the back here. 2 items completed. This Proto Belt for the move speed and this Lich Bane for the pure unrelenting damage. Crow looks looking. The Shirelli is here. Is Rock picked out once again? Rock is down, and Echo is short to follow. He does have the ultimate, which lands onto Bomber, but he is trying to run for his life. TP coming in from Arbush, as well as the ultimate coming in from the Aurelion Sol. The Sky's ultimate coming down. Arbush is able to get a 3-man stun, and it goes into the combo from Aurelion Sol, who's feeling himself now. Endeavor is able to get one. He is just about survived as well. This is just coming away for Quantify, who's not Spectator going to go down as well. It was inches this fight, but it's inches that has climbed into a mountain for Deja Vu.
An absolute huge fight for Endeavor. As soon as Rek'Sai ulted onto the Echo, I thought it was bad. Echo is so strong, and then the Aurelion Sol came down. That is really, really bad. Putting Echo on 2 massive shutdowns and potentially just going back and full buying a 3rd item after getting this tier 2 mid tower.
He was so close, and at just that moment there before the tower was destroyed, it was even gold. I thought we were going to have a little more of an easier game, a little more of a dynamic, but we're back to close action once again. Let's take a look at the gold lead. It's a 2k lead for this Echo, who 7-0-3 is carrying all the damage right now. A 1k gold lead for the Kaiser is respectable, but this Aurelion Sol has brought it up from, I think it was a 2k gold lead before. 1k gold for the Cassiopeia is nothing to scoff at, as well as she can get that damage down, and this Gnar did so well in that fight, getting a 3-man Gnar ultimate, able to buy the time for Echo and for the Aurelion Sol, who finds himself at a 1k gold lead whatsoever. That Aurelion Sol turning onto Stormgate. It's a straight up damage check, and Stormgate is able to get out of the queue. He is able to not get that final tick of execution damage, and Stormgate turns it around.
And we have already got 40-second cooldowns, death timers. But we do also have to exaggerate on this Echo. He now has his Rabadons. He is going to be such a huge pest for Quantify. And here he goes.
Watch the Echo. A hook goes wide from Riggs. Jesus, it's a one-shot onto Rakan. He is able to run away, but the ultimate lands again. It's a double kill from Endeavor, who is trying to clean up this fight. It's huge. It's a triple kill, and Deja Vu turn onto the Baron.
Endeavor has been such a big champion in these 2 games. From what seemed so doomed to start this game off with the leads that Crowlux was getting, but Endeavor is just showing that I was exactly wrong after game 1, and he can indeed play this role extremely well.
He is going to carry this game, or he will die in its death. It is insane. He was able to one-shot the support with 1E. His Dark Harvest stats are coming in so clutch. His scaling is here. He will only get slightly stronger from here, but even if Quantify are able to get this past this gold lead and turn it into advantage, the steal potential from Echo, the clutch MLG factor that this Echo can bring so easily. His E at like level 13 when he maxes it can do more damage than Smite at fully maxed out. Nightshade is going to be running away very quickly, as that Echo now has proven his potential to just delete him off the face of the rift.
Yes, definitely. You really have to ask Quantify now, who is going to stop this Echo? They don't have a through and through tank. They don't have someone who can just happily walk into this Echo and go, I can take the damage you are giving, because they can't. And this Drake is... I thought we saw a steal there, but no.
No. The Drake is dead. I think you're maybe 1 second ahead of me, so maybe just pause and then unpause, because I'm currently at 51, 52, 53.
Yeah, I'm now at 50, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
go. There was an idea there. I think if I was Quantify there, maybe understand that, you know, at this moment in time, you are down behind, not only objectively, but you're not going to know that in game. I think momentum-wise, it's something you can really feel as Quantify. Maybe just pushing mid there. You had the mid control, you had the mid wave. Crow looks looking for a really good flank, although he is warded. He will be spotted out, so the lines will not be there. Gnar is able to push into the bot side as well, which is Camille is going to have to answer. There's no tower right here, no easy objective to take right now, but with that Baron, they can reset, they can take the jungle camps. It is all on Deja Vu right now.
It is indeed, and you also have to look at Echo's level. He's 2 levels above basically anyone but Stormgate. He's really shown his level of abilities here, and even now with 3 levels above this Camille.
maybe an unsung hero, definitely in this game, Arbush. He did get that amazing ultimate off. He was able to get by his time, do a lot of damage, keep No Spectator at bay, especially when it was looking dire in that early game, when Krolux was spam ganking him. I believe that was this game as well. He was able to turn it. Yeah, it was. He was able to turn that around. Arbush has been so critical to this game plan so far. They're using the dragon to try and push. It is, you know, Quantify don't have the most amazing range, and they explode into the fight right now. Endeavor has so many shields on him right now, uses the Zhonya's so far, trying to escape. He is able to flash out. The engage not going too well. TP coming in from Aurelion Soul. Coming in. Bomber Soul, use the petrifying gaze. Riggs is trying to get out for his life as he goes down to 10%, 5%, so close, but is able to heal up. No kills going over, and on the tower will fall. The inhibitor left exposed.
Yeah, they still get that tower though, which is so huge and is exactly what they wanted to get from this.
Endeavor is so strong. Can Krolux get anything? He does have the Guardian Angel. It's the Camille on the top side, and they're going in once again. They're trying to burst down Endeavor. Endeavor's down. Endeavor is down, and Krolux turns the fight. Spectator comes on, and Nightshade is so low, but here comes Aurelion Soul. He has the damage, and Krolux can't get outside of the E. Arbush gets the Magnar, and he's able to use the ultimate to burst down Krolux. Spectator in a 1v2 as Nightshade is running away. Bomber Hunt on the way. It's a triple kill for No Spectator so far, as Arbush is having to run. Bomber Hunt trying to get there, but he is not fast enough. One bit of damage will do. A quadra kill for the Camille, and it is back in Quantify's hands.
You know what? That is really bad from Endeavor. He was BMing them, stood there spamming his dance at them when they was coming at him, and him doing that with no ultimate, no flash. He literally just asked for his own death there, really putting himself in a bad position for his team, and doing that has put this game back really in just an even state with now from such a gold lead to now just 900 gold there. No, just 1,000 gold there.
And even dragons, it's a mountain soul, so that these fights are going to go on even longer. No team has a mountain soul. It's all about the macro in terms of how you position, how you get the waves pushed. You have a lot more towers taken down on the side of Quantify, so, you know, maybe you can look to pick up more gold on these tier 2s. But the question is, and we've seen this time and time again, it's like pinnacle of this series, as that is those micro split seconds decisions in these team fights. You've got to put your damage exactly where you need it from Endeavor, or you just flail, not getting your damage down to its full effect, as we saw in that last fight where he just BM'd. Krolux is looking to get some damage down. Krolux is looking to engage. Rock is playing very far up for an ADC as blue side gets control of the top side. River, oh my god, this is going to be insane. Endeavor looking for a one-shot! He only needs one more auto, and he takes down Stormgate. That is Stormgate not respecting the assassin. A nuts one-shot from Endeavor.
Yeah, indeed, and now that really is just Baron open because Krolux does not have the Guardian Angel. He cannot look at doing anything risky like he did before to win his team that fight. Now it is all just down. Well, they really just have to give this and hope they can hold on for 5 minutes now in waiting for the next Baron and waiting for the next big play that they can make as a team.
Oh my lord, some people are saying this might turn into a Deja Vu win here. Look at the damage that Aurelion Soul is now able to do. 3 items completed. Did not end up going for the Rod of Ages. They will trade this Quantify for a dragon. This will be Dragon Point. All 5 members are running over here of Deja Vu. The hook will go wide. And it is Soul Point for Baron here, as we are still in the just midst. Endeavor coming over, might be looking to win the fight. Bomber Hunt's caught. He uses the cleanse to try and get out. The petrifying gaze is enough. The ground is insane, but can he get out? He gets shut down. And oh my god, look at the fight. But can the rest of Deja Vu clean up? It's 2 dead already, 3 dead. Endeavor might be gone, but Quantify routed. 2 left alive. Can Stormgazer turn this around? Alex is almost taken down, as it's the 2 tanks of Arbush and Rakes now come and step up to the fray. Arbush coming in, trying to deal the damage down. He's got the damage. He's got the Triforce. Stormgate goes down, and there's the minions. The TP coming in from Aurelion Soul as it's 20 seconds on No Spectator. 20 seconds seconds on the Cassiopeia, but it's not enough. The support of Nightshade is only here, can only look on in horror. They've done everything. They've thrown the kitchen sink of Deja Vu, but the undefeated team of VL reclaim and hold their title in a banger of a series. Deja Vu win.
Wow, what a comeback. After game one, everything was going right for Quantify, but that game there just really showed everything was in their hands. Endeavor, and not just Endeavor, Arbush on this Aurelian, Alex on this Aurelian Soul, even this bot lane, every gank that was tried to be pulled off, they delayed and got Echo the kills and the lead that he needed to really conquer. 24,000 damage on both Echo and the Gnar. Such crucial characters for this win.
Oh my god, that Echo almost going deathless, doing so much damage, and Arbush, such an unsung hero in that game, setting up every single play and every single team post that Endeavor could come in, or when Endeavor gets shut down, Arbush is able to pick up. Great to Alex as well on the Aurelian Soul, was able to get so much disengage and so much zone control. Stormgate actually doing the most damage, but isn't able to translate that into the win as Deja Vu claw their back to a 2-1. That was a reverse sweep of the ages, folks.
It is so upsetting as well, because you look at this series and you look at 10 players who any of them deserve MVP, especially this last game. This bot lane from Rock and Riggs, who just really haven't looked themselves in the first two games. Their KD ratio do not show how well they played this game, with a few little mistakes, but nothing that really changed this game over. And again, from Alex, game one, we looked just really difficult on them stable mid lane champs like the Victor, where Syndra just shut him down. To the next two games, the Aurelian Soul just being such a menace, playing to their advantages and coming out on top of this last game.
Absolutely. We are going to have to go to a quick break, but after we come back, do you want to know what was going through the heads of Deja Vu in that incredible game? We will be getting an interview from them. Also, put in chat who you think the MVP of this game. I am sure that the VL content of VLDR is going to be, there's going to be enough word count for the amount of stuff that has gone on this week in Div 2. So stay tuned in a bit. We will also have the scores on the doors as we have that on. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a second. All right, folks. Wow, what an incredible series. I cannot just emphasize how amazing. Got to shout out to all the staff, all the people who keep this thing running because it gives us streams and it gives us moments like this because that was absolutely incredible from both teams. They should not be sad at all. I will not be able to give you a score on the door until maybe after we do our interview because we still have some games that are still dead even. So we will go at the end of it. So stay tuned for that at the moment. We will be getting Alex, the mid laner, for a interview looking at that mid lane. He was at the center of it all, especially that Aurelion soul at the end. What was going through his head? What was going through the team speak? Not the team speak, it was on Discord, but on just what was going through the voice channel that these guys were on, what was going through their head as Quantify brought a game that no one was expecting, so coordinated, and it came up just short. Credit to all the Quantify guys there. I mean, you can just see how much work they've put in, almost taking down a top tier team. They will have one more game next week to maybe try and salvage it, maybe try next Thursday to be able to win one game. Certainly, if you're giving Deja Vu this much of a hard time, then surely they must be able to win one. But oh my lord, Quantify very much backs against the wall. They've got to hope that they win. Actually, it is possible that they... No, it's not guaranteed that they're out, I don't believe. There are scenarios that they do stay, but we will have to wait to see what happens.
Yes, and we are welcomed with Alex, the mid laner from Deja Vu.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
Not too bad. Bit stressed, but understandable after that series.
Yes, what a fantastic series for us to cast, and what a game for you guys. You know, I really am interested what was going through your head on that game 3 when you've just had such a difficult game 2, such a dragged out win, getting such leads back and forth, well, through the full series. When you come into that game 3, what is going through your team's minds?
So, game 3 was an interesting one from draft because it was like we'd obviously just beat the sort of one tricks Nunu on Nunu. So we're like, okay, we can leave that open, and then it's just sort of who do we want to give counterpick to, because that's been kind of a big thing this series. And once we saw draft rolling through of them, oh, they're just playing the same draft again, like just running it back, we were like, okay, put Endeavor on a carry. And I knew if he was going to go the Kai'Sa mid, that I just wanted a scaling mage. Asol is probably my best for that. And then in game, it was literally just a case of using that Asol to pull them apart, because it's almost like having a teleport on a 15-second cooldown. So it was really was just trying to pull them apart and out macro them, because we've had some hands errors in some of those fights.
Yeah, we will be getting some questions from chat. So chat, if you want to put in your suggestions, please, we would love to. We will be asking them to Alex. But one thing I'd love to ask is that a couple of weeks ago when you faced them in round 4 of that game in Group 1, you beat them 2-0 quite comfortably. And now in this game, every single game could have gone either way. There was a moment in game 2 where you were actually looking on the back foot that this could have been a 2-0 upset. What was most surprising to you about Quantify compared to how you versed them in the previous series?
So game 1, obviously we were somewhat surprised by the Cassio bot lane. We had a inkling that it was going to be Cassio bot lane because they picked it so early, and you're not just going to blind a mid like that early. But in general, it was their vision game. They really stepped up from the first series. It made it really hard to do a lot of jungle moves and punish their bot lane, which we did in the first series. This time it was a lot harder to do because the map was lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, definitely. It was. To be fair, I think one of the main things was game 2 when we see the Karma pick. It was such, like, you can see the confidence you guys have on Endeavor in the jungle role, on him playing the carries when when a big lane in mid lane and you guys aren't picking a champ that can do much carry wise, but still was doing so much damage, even with the support build on Karma, but just making that Lilia impossible for the enemies to deal with. What was your idea for that draft? Was it just be a support, be a second player for Endeavor and for Arbush on the top lane?
Yeah, so anyone who's been in VL for a bit knows that I am very much a utility player. I either play scaling or utility. There's like no in between. I think I have like one assassin in my wheelhouse. It really is just put me on utility. And the Karma, we had issues with getting Prio in game one, and I was literally sort of, we're playing a carry jungler. If we want Prio mid lane, pick me Karma. As far as I know, there is not a mid laner that can out Prio Karma early game, and that's what we did, and it allowed Endeavor to sort of run free in the jungle and get a lot of invades off and really shut down the Nunu, which was basically the entire draft, was bait them into picking Nunu and then shut it down.
Question from chat here. Why did you leave the Cassio open every game? Because Rock and Riggs, who were that, bot lane, they were playing the Varus. They did have a tough time getting the damage out. They were getting assassinated a lot, especially when they had that high dive comp in game one and pretty much most games as well. What was your thoughts, especially when you saw that Cassio kit kept being picked up? Why did you not analyze it as much of a threat?
So while in lane it was a big issue and obviously a big prior point for them, if you look at like the damage numbers and sort of what he was doing in team fights, the mid laner was consistently dealing 10k more damage. It felt like, yes, it was good in lane, but he struggled to make an impact on it in team fights, and we did consider banning it, but especially game three, we thought things like the Syndra and Rail bans more important than giving over something that, yeah, he's got maybe good KDAs, but his damage numbers in team fights weren't that great, if we're honest. So we thought, leave it up.
Would just like to ask quickly, because this does mean that you're 2-0 in that group stage. It does mean you're pretty much guaranteed to go into that elimination best of 5 round. You have not faced some of the other stronger teams, such as Meters Boosted. They are still currently in a very tight game. I'm currently looking at my monitor just to see if I'm getting any information. Every game this series has gone 1-1, all 3 game bangers, which is amazing for VL. But are you feeling your team is comfortably going all the way, or is there a team that you'd really just love to go up against and you think could be matching you quite easily?
So it I'm gonna say we're confident we can go all the way. Obviously, the further we've gone in, the stronger we felt. This is like the first real pressure point we've come up against, but I think a lot of that is a bit of teething issues from moving Endeavor into that jungle role. And I think once we start to get back to comps we're comfortable in, knowing what we want to pick and where, we're going to get back to sort of the comfort we were before. So I'm not looking at a particular team that's really going to challenge us, but I'm more than welcome if someone wants to step up and prove us wrong.
Hell yeah, love that fighting talk. Obviously, before we leave you here, I'm just looking to see if, because people are still texting me. We actually do have a little bit of news. Blaze have lost 2-0 due to a competitive ruling on the game. We will see probably more about from the mods that comes out. It's very breaking news coming out. However, Alex, the stories about Deja Vu, that 2-1 banger, and what we always do at our interviews, at the end, we always give our interviewees a little bit of a floor to say what they want, to call out and shout out who they want. The floor is yours, Alex, for a tremendous mid lane performance.
I just want to shout out my team, the sort of each individual player is like really pulling their weight in this team. The sort of support we have behind us in terms of our substitutes. So we've got Yoon, Kui are the main ones, really helping out. Our coach Ma, really helping us improve in terms of setting up for fights. And I want to shout out you two because I caught the end of that game, and from what I could tell, the cast was an absolute banger. So, congrats on the cast.
Hey, thank you to you, man. We got the enjoyment of casting it, and also just another thing. Happy birthday, man! Congratulations
Yeah.
on the win, and from one Alex for our other caster,
Oh,
to
yeah.
the Alex to you, and from myself. Happy birthday, man! I really hope you have a good weekend ahead of you if you've got anything planned. But congratulations on your win today, and just what a banger of a series we got ahead. We got to watch and cast.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries. Well, thank you very much, man. Congrats on the win.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right, we will go quickly to the scores on the doors. We have got a little bit more information in. Josh, is there anything you want to say about that interview or just the series, some reflections?
Just a huge well played. And from what it looks like, we did have an upset with Frostbite Gladiators losing from what's just came ahead.
Yeah, we were just about to go to the scores on the doors, which is here now. Yeah, you know what time it is. It's getting the same old rock music out. MIB and Monkey Esports are still locked in a dead heat. We will get that music out, information out when those games end. But Frostbite Gladiators have indeed been upset by Gracelight Violet in a cracking 3-game series. Violet, I know, are over the moon with themselves. Gladiators got a lot to prove in this final game next week. And Hentai Haven have won 2-0 against Ablaze. Ablaze originally won 2-1. However, due to a competitive ruling that we will learn more of later, and we also have the same thing with the fact that the music keeps cutting out. Due to a competitive ruling, Hentai Haven have automatically won 2-0. Do we know the nature of it? Absolutely not, but we will find out probably from a ping from Isaro at some point in the future.
It is due to them having too many P2 plus players in their last game.
So it was a rank issue, folks. We will stop this music as I'm kind of passing out right now. We're kind of fading into black, both on the stream and in my mind. Josh, this has been an amazing cast.
Yeah, definitely.
I've really loved this. I honestly, I love doing this. Like, the every single stream I come on here, the chat is better, we get more viewers in, and we just have a great time. So shout out chat, shout out to the mods and the people behind the scene who make this all work. It is amazing to be a part of. Just want to give a quick 2 shout outs to anyone who doesn't know already. There is a Quantify Cup tournament that I'm also going to be presenting with Josh as well, so that we're going to be a part of. Another tournament, it's going to be something you can get a team together. We've got 2 teams in Frostbite. They're already getting together, looking to play. So that's coming on. I know LLA Hunter, formerly of Limelight Avalon fame, is setting up a 1v1 tournament. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be something pretty new that we haven't seen so much. So big things happening in VL, and it's you guys that makes it happen. So thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely. I'm quite excited myself for that for the Quantify Cup tournament, having my official first team that will be playing from my own organisation for their first time. And so this is a big exciting next step for myself, and I'm just really excited to see that tournament get ahead and get going, and to cast it with you again.
Absolutely, the casting never stops. Anyway, we are going to end it here, but you have all been amazing, and the players amazing, and yeah, thank you so much, guys, and we will take a break. Tune in on Monday, where we will have the final week, not the final week, we will have one of the penultimate week, I believe, of the Quantify Div 3, not the Quantify, the VL Div 3. I need to get off this stream. Right, bye guys.
Thank you, guys. Bye, guys.